Hello and welcome to Bounty in the Comics. Welcome to the Black Pill stream. Ready to get black pilled. We got a big show for you. We got a big show for you tonight. I am joined by my associate editor, Spencer McCooley, and our co-host, Supreme Heretic, Drew Taylor. We got lots to talk about. We're going to be talking about some Giancarlo Esposito. We're going to be talking about some Gina Carano. We're going to be talking about some Marina Sirtis. There's lots to black pill you on today. We're gonna. What is the? Interview with a vampire we could talk about. I mean, there's so much stuff to talk about today.
And I just want to say to the chat, great to see everybody. Lopter, DZ3, Bunny with the keyboard, Father Christopher Miller, hail to you. YouTube me and Reveal Arvita. Yeah, Reveal Arvita. We're gonna have to mention that crazy Gamergate show they're gonna try to put on. Are you serious, bro? I can't believe they're gonna make a Gamergate TV show. Are you joking me?
I think this is like the second or third thing that they're doing, because I know there's the Ellen Page thing, and then there's also like Zoe Quinn is attached to something. Is she attached to the Ellen Page thing?
I have no idea, but I just saw that.
I know Quinn is attached to something.
They were going to make a Gamergate TV show. I'm like, what are you doing? I mean, how much of a dead horse can you beat?
I saw someone was saying that Wu probably paid Deadline to have that like created.
I wouldn't doubt it, dude. I mean, that's just crazy. But yeah.
So yeah, it looks like the Elliot Page movie. They like neither of those two are involved, and then Wu is involved in the TV series, and Quinn is continuing to scam her followers.
Yeah.
Well, like she always does. It's funny. I wonder what that show's going to be like, Spencer. Like,
it's going to be that episode of SVU, Gamergate episode of SVU, just like stretched out over 12 hours. And
it's going to be like,
wait, I can't
this
wait.
man bullied me. Oh my god.
Oh, that's real. Dude. They're gonna have scenes where like the characters go to the police because they got mean tweets. Like I know that. On one hand, like I know this cannot be good. On the other, I forget who tweeted it. One of our readers tweeted this to us, but the memes are going to be insane. Like it's just going to be great for comedy, so I kind of can't wait.
They're saying that your volume is
your volume is really loud, Drew, and Spencer is low too, I think.
All right.
Yeah, Bunny with the keyboard is saying, Spencer, turn your mic up. Kabuto, please turn your mic up.
But the thing about I just laughed my butt off when I saw that Gamergate thing. I'm like, oh my god, seriously. But yeah, chat. Sorry, we don't have a proper intro yet. John says we're going to get one, so I believe him.
I said we need to work on one. I didn't say we're get one.
Coming soon.
I said I need to figure it out.
We need one.
Yeah, we do need one. Father Christopher Miller has a better intro than I do. I saw that John Del Rose got like a new intro. I really liked his. I like Father Christopher Miller's one. I like the countdown thing. I need to get one of those.
Dude,
that Father Christopher Miller.
Automatically,
they have that
on StreamYard.
Yeah.
Oh,
well, I know that. You just click on the brand thing. It's right there.
I don't see. Oh, there it is. Video clips countdown. Okay, I do see that.
Yeah.
Dude, I just never. I don't look at this stuff. I just hit the go live button and I go live. OC Steven's like, yeah, I know there's Fiverr, but I don't know.
You boomered it, John.
I gotta jump through a bunch of loopholes if I want to do that, so that's annoying. Go through red tape for that. What do you want to talk about first? We're kind of talking about the Gamergate stuff. I don't know if that's really blackpilling anyone.
It's just fun to make fun of because it's like it's because they beat such a dead horse, and how many times are they going to try to like monetize like their victimization? It's like, come on, really?
I guess that they're eating each other now. That's the best part.
They're eating each other, but the black pill is also the fact that these people are getting like literally huge, like big stories in like Deadline and
right. And that's the crazy thing, because the Brianna Wu thing, when I looked up all like the production company, everything, so this is like their first project ever, and it's only in development. They haven't sold it to anybody. Nobody's bought it. So it's like, why are we getting news about this? It's a really weird Like,
I think it was. That's what I was saying. I saw someone theorizing that it was Wu paid for the interview or the thing with Deadline to try and generate interest in like Netflix or someone like coming in and trying to like fund it. That's probably where it will go if it goes anywhere. I'm surprised that Netflix doesn't have anything like that already, given the fact that the Obamas are involved in that, and then who else is involved? There was like their Secretary of State or something like that is a
bunch of people.
Who? Susan Rice?
No, is it Susan Rice? I can't remember. It might be her. She's involved in Netflix
Valerie
too.
Jarrett?
I think it's Susan Rice that is she's with Netflix. I think.
Oh man,
I could be wrong.
You're getting a little roasted in the chat. OC Steve says, "High production value here." Tehillim says, "Boomer into comics, aka."
Oh yeah. I see. I'm reading in it. I see it. That's fine.
Somebody
I totally admit that.
Mark Lurson says, "No one can out Boomer Gary."
Yeah.
Oh, honestly though.
Well, Gary's also running. He's got more things going because I think he does a lot of stuff through Streamlabs now, and like because he's running the Streamlabs back end for the super chats through Streamlabs, where we don't do any of that stuff yet. We try and just keep it simple.
Let's see.
He also has a producer helping him too. He's got X-Ray Girl over there helping him.
Me says it was the secretary to the UN, Susan Rice. She was chair of the board. Mark Lurson.
Oh yeah, it was Susan Rice. Well, she's still involved. Like just because you're in another position doesn't mean you're not still involved. Ravul is saying Nick Rekieta can out boomer anyone. Yeah,
that's what. So Nick is up there in the boomerism. That's true.
Marco Earth is asking us if we should talk about What If. It's like I don't think any. Have you been still watching that, Spencer?
I watched the last one or the last.
I haven't watched it.
It was the conclusion, and it doesn't. It's
so here. Let's black pill Disney. We'll black pill Disney. Actually, this is a Disney.
Yeah, let's black pill Disney.
I was thinking about writing this as like my first article for tomorrow because I was just looking it up and let's see here. Here we go. Yes, it showed up. But so this is Saba TV Instagram here.
Yeah, dude.
First episode. 281,000 U.S. households watched the first episode of Marvel's What If on the day of its release. Here's some perspective. That's worse than Batwoman. That's worse than Batwoman. Worse than Batwoman.
Really bad. It's really bad.
Batwoman's first season had like 1.8 million first episode. I think it's down. Like I think the worst episode is like 380 something like that. Is because I just checked that, and the season finale was like 420. This is worse than a Batwoman episode, and that's the first episode. So what's really interesting is we go up here. Where is it? I passed it. Here we go. So Star Wars Visions is just as bad as the first episode of Star Wars Visions. That's even worse because that's the first day.
289K. Wow.
The first week. The first week is less or even than just the first day of What If. But then you have What If here. The first episode did go up to like 1.1 million. So like over the week, it like went up 800. I don't know. That's kind of like, I don't know. That seems a lot to me. Like usually like first day, I feel like is where you like in movies. That's what it is. Your first day, that first weekend usually is where you see the most. I guess maybe with streaming, it might be a little bit different, but still 1.1 million is still like, that's over a week. That's still less than the premiere of Batwoman.
Wow, Sean the Movie Man dropping us a fact here. Says Queen Latifah Equalizer does better than that.
Yeah, yeah. It does. It does way better than that. I think it's like 8 million. The Queen Latifah Equalizer show does like 8 million an episode around there. Wow. But it's also cable. That's still like it's on I think CBS. So it's still on a main cable channel. And that just shows you these main
that's on a regular network.
Right, that's what John's saying, yeah.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. These main cable channels are like, as much as everyone wants to preach and all these, they're like, direct consumer, it's like the way to go. Like, main cable is still pulling in more people than one of the, I would say, I mean, it's animated, so it's not like Loki or anything but like that. but it's still it's still like their main brand, Marvel.
Yeah.
I would say it's arguably their top brand, maybe behind Disney princesses. But
yeah, probably Disney
Hail
princesses.
Tony, Comrade Roof Korean.
Yeah, we got a $5 super chat from Comrade Roof Korean the Base. He says, remember Brianna Moonrock's woo is not representative of all people from Massachusetts. Anyone else notice the big push to frame narratives in stone? Oh, are you referencing the meteors falling to Earth and William Shatner absolutely destroying Miss Woo? Do you have that tweet? Can you pull that tweet up? I don't have that on. I don't know if anyone has that on hand, but that was absolutely hilarious. She was talking. I think she was talking about like setting up a moon base or something like that, and like dropping rocks or something. Yeah. It was something. I
have it. 1 second.
It was something so utterly like idiotic.
Yeah. Hail Teresa, Miss Martin Mises. Good to see
you. I was watching JDA's stream earlier, and he was saying that like it would have been funny if Wu actually got in to Congress alongside like Laura Loomer and just seeing them like just like go at each other. Would have been great.
Fight the entire time.
That would have been great. Like, and then have AOC in there
fighting each other. Oh, 3 idiots. Yeah. Yes.
Is it absolutely true that a large rock fired into Earth from the moon using propellants would be more powerful than hundreds of nuclear weapons? Like, you all can make fun of that statement, but it will still be true. This is why the militarization of space is so dangerous.
Oh my God.
It's so bad. Like, it doesn't even make it. It's just, and remember, this was in response to SpaceX announcing that they were going to send people to the moon or like to space for like tourism in 2018. So she's like, oh, Amazon's going to go up there, and like, yes, Amazon bad, but it's also like, what is this? Is Amazon going to be a world? Well, they are probably a world power, but like a world military.
And now the joke is even greater now because William Shatner is literally going to space this week or next week, I think. He's like, we're sending a 90-year-old man to space. Like, how freaking like that's cool.
Yeah,
I think it's pretty cool.
Talk about a white pill. We're sending William Shatner to space. Like, that's awesome, man. That's so cool.
Spencer,
here's the other one.
I really dislike this lady, Spencer. The thing is, I seriously, I can't even say like she's even part Asian. I don't even count this lady as Asian, bro.
I forgot that she even claims to be part Asian.
Wait, so she said that it was dangerous to go to the moon, and now she's saying that it is probably the most tactically valuable. What? Like, seriously?
No, she's saying the same thing. Hold on, she's saying the same thing.
Right, but like if you go back to the first one, she's saying that it like we shouldn't go there. Now she's saying it is like tactically valuable because of whatever she's saying. She's a complete idiot.
Yeah. No. She's on the same idea. I get what she's
saying.
No,
she's saying she's trying to say the same thing, but she's also saying it's super valuable. So like, if it's super valuable, why wouldn't you want to go there?
Because you wouldn't want, because you don't want anybody, because right now it's a neutral ground. Well, nobody has a claim to it. So if somebody established a claim there, that would be bad because it would give them the most, in her opinion, the most valuable military ground.
Yeah, I think we planted a flag there in the 60s though. So
still not ours.
I mean, whoever starts building the bases there, right?
China.
China.
Well, yeah, this woman is a complete and utter idiot, and she's getting articles in Deadline now, trying to push her crap.
I would say the R word, but that's now like a no word apparently.
Yeah, we know what you're talking about, but but yeah. So this is just absolutely horrible. 1.1 million. That's worse than Batwoman's season 1 premiere on the CW. Absolutely atrocious. It's not good numbers. And then even if I found this site today, I had never even heard of it. Someone tweeting it out, but if you go to
Flix.
So I don't know how legit this site is, but
what is this? I've never even seen it.
It's called Flix Patrol. That's not what I wanted to do.
I've never even seen this site.
Top Disney Plus shows. It's number 1 in like all of Disney Plus. But if you actually go to the United States here and look at the, it gets beat by the Simpsons. which I'm pretty sure that's just like reruns. Do they put the new Simpsons shows on there?
Yeah, but it counts. It's just counting all of it.
But yeah, it's getting beat by the Simpsons in the U.S. So that's pretty pathetic if you think about that. If you're only getting 1 million views and that's your number one show in the world, not a lot of people are actually watching your television shows.
Right?
1.1 million people watch in a week in the U.S. and it's your number 2 show. That's not doing great. And all the other ones are kids shows. Like that's a kids show. Mouse, Star Wars Visions. That's anime. That's the anime thing.
Yeah.
I think this is a kid show, right?
It is, yeah. All those last.
These are all kid shows. So notice that no one's rewatching The Mandalorian. No one's watching Loki anymore. No one's watching The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. No one is watching WandaVision. I think that that says something. People aren't going and rewatching this stuff. The people that watched it, and no one else is going to see it.
It's like a one-time watch. Throwaway, dude.
That's why, like, as soon as I saw What If up there, I was like in my head immediately, oh, that'll be gone by like 2 days from now.
Yeah, there is no.
It will be. It will be. It's like what I forget who was saying it. I think it was Critical Drinker was saying it. Modern entertainment, you watch it, you forget it, and you move on. Like it doesn't stay with you anymore.
There's no
YouTube me saying he's watched Dark 3 times now already.
There's no like staying power for this stuff whatsoever, and the funny thing is you compare it, and I always make the comparison to BSG because it's what I cover every Thursday, but it's like, seriously, they don't make stuff like that where you want to pop it in and re-binge it and just another time to catch what you missed last time because it's so entertaining. You don't get that kind of sense out of these Marvel shows at all.
Well, didn't Black Widow just arrive?
No,
maybe it hasn't.
That dropped on D+ immediately when it was there.
Yeah,
back in November.
No, I think Black Widow just showed up, didn't it?
Are you sure?
It was a simul release.
Hold on, I got an email. I know they just sent it out.
But see, what you're saying, Drew, I do think that these are
October 6th. It came out today.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh no! Studios,
it's Black Widow.
For everybody, yeah, that's what you mean. Yeah, it's available to everybody now. Yeah.
You don't have to pay for it with the Premier Access.
Right.
I know it was day and date with the Premier Access.
Yeah, that's what I thought you meant, just like on the platform. And I'm like, no, it's already there. That makes sense. Yeah.
So my guess is they just haven't updated this. So we haven't seen this isn't updated yet for today or whatever. So we'll see where Black Widow comes in.
Or maybe just it's got to beat Cruella, right? Like at the very least, I can see it beating Cruella for like a day.
But it's like you just don't get the sense with like modern entertainment where you want to like rewatch
it's a lot like it reminds me a lot of like the comic books themselves. Again, I always go back to how Marvel is taking the worst lessons from the comic books now. When you think of something like Civil War, or you think of something like even Secret Wars or Inferno or any big event, very rarely do you ever remember like the Fantastic Four 3-issue tie-in or whatever, or like Shadowlands, Shang-Chi. Like nobody remembers those, even though they're published. That's what this is like. It's
I only remember the Axis.
Yeah,
I only remember that Axis tie-in because it ruined the Magneto run that Cullen Bunn was doing.
I remember the Axis run. I don't remember what happened. I like the Carnage run.
They forced all of the writers to like end their stories because they were like merging the universe.
Oh, that's right. Secret Wars did that. Yeah.
Well, it's like
it did that to everything. It did that to the Avengers. It ruined all the stories that were going on. But that's the thing is like WandaVision and Loki and Falcon and the Winter Soldier are those 2-issue like special like minis they do for events like Civil War Spider-Man or Civil War Iron Man, which are like 2 issues long. And
I guarantee you
could watch them. Hold on, Drew. You can watch them and you can get a little bit, I guess, but it doesn't matter to everything else. It's such a throwaway that everything that happened in all 3 of those shows can be summed up in a Wikipedia sentence.
Right.
Like Wanda, messed up the world and Vision came back and she ran away. Loki broke time. Falcon and the Winter Soldier, Falcon is Captain America now. Done. I just summed up everything. You don't need to watch them. Like they're
the thing is, Spencer, I want to point this out too.
Yeah.
Now, with modern entertainment, okay, like I could cite some examples right now. So we know like stuff like The Expanse, people would go back and rewatch that 5 years from now to check it out all over again and re-binge it. So you might watch something like that. The Orville, people will do that with something like The Orville. People will not do that with Marvel shows. They can promise you.
Yeah, I mean, people watch like I think probably the better is like Parks and Rec, like the sitcoms. I feel like those have like huge rewatchability, and that's why they paid like the streaming services have paid such like huge fees for The Office or Friends. Even if you don't like those certain sitcoms, people do like The Simpsons. There's a reason why The Simpsons is number one. Because there is some like rewatchability. That's why they paid like almost $1 billion for new South Park episodes or whatever. Because you're not just getting those new episodes, you're getting those new episodes that people are going to be watching for like probably
forever.
the next century at least. So
well, that's what I'm saying. There's a lack of timeless stuff, John. You can take stuff like The Expanse, like The Orville, stuff like that, and it goes in that same category like Battlestar, where people will pick it up and say, man, I want to experience this all over again because I want to see it, see what I maybe missed the last time, or, I'm jonesing to see how, this story all over again. And you get that kind of interest with stuff like that. You don't get it with anything of Marvel or, any of this stuff, because it's like just
I think you're talking about written. I think what you're trying to say is like new stuff now, because I think there's lots of timeless stuff. I mean, I just did a whole Razorfist did a whole video, and I transcribed it, did a story on it. There's plenty of stuff that's timeless that he was recommending. Shadow, he was recommending. I definitely recommend that too. I saw Script Doctor had a whole like stack of stuff he was putting up on Twitter of Shadow stuff that he was talking about. Doc Savage, lots of Doc Savage stuff. He mentioned John Carter. There's tons of John Carter stuff. He also mentioned Conan, but he thinks Solomon Kane is better. There's lots of still old Conan stuff. There's lots of that stuff that's out there that you can go and read and watch as well. That's out there.
I'm just talking from a TV perspective. Like probably The Expanse and The Orville are the two like modern things you could say have rewatchability, and they do. Because people will still, like 10 years from now, go back in and binge The Orville all over again.
Well, here you go. I will one-up you, and I will say that the Constantine show on on HBO Max has a lot of rewatchability, as it is the number one show on HBO Max, and it was canceled after one season by NBC, despite it being on a Friday, which is a graveyard, which they put it in a graveyard on a Friday night at 10 p.m. It was still bringing in more and more people as it went on, and it's the number one show on HBO Max right now, beating new releases of Doom Patrol and The Office and Friends. So that's pretty big. So that's a lot of rewatch, and The Big Bang Theory, which is another sitcom. So it's beating sitcoms, and maybe that's because it's Halloween season or something like that, and they might be promoting it more. But that's pretty big that Constantine is up there. I really enjoyed Constantine when I watched it. I thought that was one of the best shows out there. I really enjoy the supernatural stuff, and it sucks that I feel like we don't get a lot of it. I didn't really watch the supernatural CW stuff. I thought that was kind of, I don't know. I wanted more like an adult, like a darker supernatural stuff, and Constantine gave that to you in spades. And the guy playing him, Matt Ryan, has charisma in spades to play that character. So that doesn't surprise me. I am kind of surprised that Game of Thrones is number 7.
Yeah.
So as much as people want to, as much as I see people saying like how it's dead, but maybe people are still watching some of this stuff. Like, and I say this too. I think they did a good job in the early seasons, just adapting straight from the novel, and it worked. it was really good. As far as the novel, but then clearly season 7, season 8 started going downhill. I think it started going downhill. 5. I think the source material starts going downhill too. When you realize that just everyone is dying, and there's no like real hero, and it's all like nihilistic and it's all a black pill. It's a black pill.
And to heal him, matter of fact, Pegasus is happening still tomorrow as per usual. So, because Brightest Days already got our script written and everything, so we're good to go. So we'll be there tomorrow.
Nice.
He was asking also, where is your next video, Spencer?
It is in the works. So I've been a little busy being taken away from the computer a little too often. So I've got a good swath of time at base. So hopefully soon.
Comrade the Roof Crane did give us a clarification here. Roof Crane the base. He says, what I mean about narratives in stone. Ah, man, see, you should have gone with the rock narrative. I thought you were totally making a reference to Tweet with the Rocks. There's a push to control the narrative and finalize it. Everything from Gamergate to 1619. People are insisting history be told. Yeah, they're trying to rewrite history and tell it their way. Yeah, always. Totally. A certain way. He says it's told a certain way. Yeah, no, we see that all the time. I think I do think that a lot of people are seeing it for what it is now. I think that the narrative is being absolutely, it's easy to spot now. You have more people pointing out what the narrative is, how the narrative shifts, how it changes. So you see that a lot all the time now. I think Jack Posobiec does a great job of kind of pointing that out, saying what the next narrative is going to be. I know Rush Limbaugh did a pretty good job of that as well on his radio show. That's why a lot of people listening to him.
And those of you in the audience that watch, like me and myself, my friend Wes Moody of the Wes Moody webcast, shout out to Wes. We do a good job of covering that stuff. And, you guys are smart viewers. You understand that a lot of what we're seeing in this, what Ruth Korean was talking about, it's a direct effort. It's an information war. This is a psychological war going on. And, it's 100%. The New World Order's behind it. The globalists, they want you to think this way. And all you have to do is see reality for what it is and realize that these people are trying to change it are crazy nuts. And they don't, have any care about you or you being alive for that matter. So, just take it for what it is. And again, you're great viewers. You guys are all smart. You totally get it.
I saw this comment here from the Space Cowboy 33. Thank you for joining us. Appreciate it. He says, I can get black pilled. I love the Terminator. Avatar, I guess. Yeah. I can get black pilled about the amount of streaming services you need to subscribe to see what you want to see. Well, I think
everybody can
are black pilling themselves on that too. I think the latest numbers we saw from Netflix was they lost like 500,000. Disney Plus is now stagnant. There's all kinds of concerns in trade magazines about churn. People literally come on, watch what they pay one time a month, leave, watch what they want, leave, and then peace out. Disney, I think, is trying to change that with like releasing everything week to week. So you have to at least stay for 2 months. But then that doesn't work when you can just. That doesn't work when you can also just like wait 2 months and get it and watch them all in like in a day or whatever.
Get it in a day.
So people are doing that as well. But I mean, I'm not missing anything. I don't feel like I'm missing. I mean, I know people are talking about that Squid Game thing, but I don't really feel like I'm really missing out on that.
Did you know? It's like there's already parodies of that, by the way.
Oh, I'm sure.
I guess the only because I don't have Netflix anymore. But the only thing I feel like I might be missing out on Netflix is Chappelle because he just dropped a new
his
stand-up. So I do feel like I might be missing out on Chappelle.
I heard it was
luckily
good.
You can get a 7-week free trial.
Maybe I do that. Do the 7 week free trial and then cancel
I
before
heard
it's over.
I heard that Chappelle special was pretty good, by the way, John, because somebody.
When have they like all of his Netflix?
When have they been bad?
Fantastic. So I expect it to be good. Like my expectations are pretty high for Chappelle. So yeah, even my wife was saying like Chappelle's got a new special out, but we don't have Netflix. Darn. And I'll just be like, well, we'll just wait and see what happens. Maybe we might have to get it just for the Chappelle show. We'll see. But yeah, I'm not missing like we're looking at HBO Max shows here. Like Doom Patrol is new, but like Titans,
I'd watch that.
Titans is new, but where is it? There's a third season happening. It's not in the top 10. If you like, look, we'll go into top shows. So this is October 6th. Like, look, Titans, literally not on the list.
There. Just
it's literally not on the list. What? There's 75. There's 75.
And look what is on the list. That's insane. There are some shows on here that I haven't heard of in years.
Okay, there's 49 shows here on top TV shows on HBO on October 6th. 49 shows. Titans is not on the list. No one is watching This was the flagship DC Universe action. Like this was the flagship DC Universe show.
Why do you think it buckled?
And it's done. Like it's not on. Batwoman is 31. Like what?
Yeah.
So Vampire Diary, like CW Flash, is probably like I think Flash these are reruns. Clearly, those aren't new shows. People are watching the old stuff. If they're watching it at all. But yeah, the Titans is literally
and it wasn't even on the HBO
and
Max
it's not on here
either. Because if you go back up above it on the HBO Max list, it wasn't even on that either. It's crazy.
Well, I think this is HBO Max, right?
The Topper movie.
That's regular HBO
TV.
Yeah, I think HBO Go or maybe that's different. So is that different?
No, I'm pretty sure they're all together. HBO Go.
Well, no, they are different channels because if you look at them on cable, they're all different channels.
I think this site
because you have HBO, then you have HBO Max.
No, I know
all together though.
I know HBO goes into HBO Max, but I think the way this site is tracking it is that the HBO is HBO Max. Because if you look here, if you Reminiscence, that's HBO Max. That is an HBO Max movie.
And then Doom Patrol is a Max series.
Yeah. So Doom Patrol is an HBO Max series. So I think that's what. Roof Korean's got a comment here. Says, "Is the fact people are watching the old stuff a contributor to why they are remaking old shows? Have we reached peak creative bankruptcy?" No, I think the reason why they remake the old shows now is because of what you were talking about earlier. Is they want to put a narrative spin on the things, and they want that to be the definitive version of what that is. And so you don't think of that. You don't know that it's a remake. This is what that is. This is what this property is. This is what it will be moving forward. And I think and that's not to say that like Hollywood isn't like Hollywood has been doing remakes basically since the beginning of Hollywood. But I do think the way they're doing it now is that they don't want you to even know that it's a remake. They want you to think that this is a brand new idea and this is what that idea is and this is what it's always been. And they don't want you to know about the old stuff because the old stuff is usually better than whatever crap they're spewing out onto their streaming services.
I mean, for example, and talking to Roof Korean Tony, just think, Tony, if they remade something like we watched back in the early 80s, like Airwolf, okay? God, it would be terrible now because it'd be like Airwolf, Oh my God, it'd be awful. And the same thing if they tried to do the A-Team or something like that. It would be god awful.
What was the movie series where the kid has to like get in the fighter pilot to go save his dad?
Oh, you're thinking of Iron Eagle.
Episode 1.
Iron Eagle, man.
Dude, that's still a fun movie.
Great. I like Iron Eagle.
Yeah.
The very first one and maybe 2. That's like the only one. And then they started to get really goofy. But
they made like 4, right? I feel like they made a ton.
Yeah, because it was funny because like you'd always know it was an Iron Eagle movie because you would see F-16s in it, and you would see like at some point they would get this ragtag band of kids together and turn them into like a squadron, and they would do some crazy military mission. So it kind of would jump the shark after like the first two movies.
Can you imagine what if they remade Iron Eagle now? It would be a bunch of wokesters like attacking the United States.
Yeah, probably. You know, it would be terrible.
What was that group that was like trying to take over that land in like Colorado? And they got,
man,
they got like kicked out.
Oh yeah, dude!
Actually, buy the land.
Oh man, I forget what was their name. I know who.
That's what they would
be.
That's what they would be. They would try and like make those types of people like these
fighter
like
pilots,
heroes.
Mm-hmm.
It's like,
and then at the end, there would be some speech about how like we don't need to be fighter pilots. We can do this on our own, and they beat it with like cars or something. Because
probably
they don't because Hollywood doesn't know what to do.
It would be god awful, you know, and that's why I'm still kind of, you know, since we've been covering it from start to finish, and whenever it comes out after that delay, the next Top Gun, but you know,
Dude, never.
I'm glad at
never
least
coming out.
I'm glad at least if it does. I'm glad at least Tom Cruise is still involved with it. And, you know, they're still taking it somewhat seriously, but it's just, yeah, you know, if they took something like Iron Eagle, they'd completely destroy it. And it sucks because, man, I love that movie. Like the first one, the original one is so good, you know. And Louis Gossett Jr. playing Chappie was just,
right.
Chappie was an awesome character, you know. I mean, you love Chappie because he was like, you know, the dad figure, but the guy that mentor, you respected.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. He's like the sergeant or whatever. He plays like the get him in shape type guy too.
Colonel Chappie Sinclair.
Yeah, I loved his character.
Yeah, but that movie was awesome. It made you want to jump in an F-16 and, you know, take on some crazy small Arab nation. You know.
that had captured your dad. Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, that it definitely was very patriotic, and like you went into like join up, like you went into go fly with him, wanted to be his wingman.
I know. I remember when I first watched that movie. It was like, God, when he left Doug that recording and he pops it in the Walkman. He's listening to he thinks Chappie crash landed, and he's all like emotional, and you know. He has like such a positive message on this tape.
On the tape, yeah.
You know, hang in there, kid. You'll get the job done.
Oh yeah.
We don't get that anymore.
No, the
message would be like, kid, give it up. This isn't for you.
Roof Korean has got another comment here. He says, take Star Wars for example. Once George, God forbid, passes, who will stick up for it? I mean, he's not really sticking up for it anymore anyways.
He's too busy on his island.
They railroaded the old actors out. Ford could care less. Yeah, he doesn't care. Fisher,
of course.
Hamill is grumpy. Who protects? Yeah. I mean,
nobody, dude.
I think Hamill does kind of care about Star Wars. He is definitely like grumpy and totally has TDS. But when it comes to Star Wars, I definitely think he does. He does care.
Obviously, Marsha Lucas cares.
Yeah, right?
Yes, Marsha Lucas cares a whole lot about it. Is not afraid to say that The Last Jedi was absolute dog crap. Where George kind of like had to tamper his thoughts after he
Marsha just went savage. She
described Disney as white slavers in that 60 Minutes interview.
Yeah. I don't know. I would like to think like somebody like Marsha Lucas, somebody would stick up for it. Maybe Mark Hamill, but
the problem is, I mean, it's already Marsha doesn't have any power over it, though, huh?
No,
yeah.
She can only criticize it from the outside. And again, like for me, I was talking with Open Airlock and Deadwood Dale and.
You were on with Tim?
Yeah, I was on with Tim on Open Airlock on Monday, and we were talking with him about it. Star Wars is dead. It doesn't they're creatively bankrupt. like I forget who I can't remember the other guys because it wasn't his YouTube channel name. He was like a doctor, like it was like I don't know. I can't remember the other guy's name that's on the show.
You can call for a doctor. I think of a Daga like immediately.
He was
doctor.
It wasn't. No, he was like it was like a joke on like COVID stuff. Like his name was But he has a video where it's like 24 like terrible things in The Mandalorian, and it's like, yeah, like it's not even like the wokeness is over. Like we reviewed The Mandalorian on here, and it's not like the woke. There isn't really a lot of wokeness. There is
those
wokeness,
reviews.
Clearly.
Those reviews were so entertaining.
They were.
I loved. I looked forward to those every time we did those.
The story sucked. Like the characterization was terrible. The guy, like he's an idiot in one thing, and he's supposed to be an expert the next episode. He's supposed to be like the best bounty hunter in the parsec. He's charging in and getting mauled by a rhinoceros, and just happens. He's actually gonna die if baby Yoda doesn't save him.
Yeah,
like he's like incompetent. He's like weapons are my religion, and then he like literally just hands them over. So he has like no conviction. That like the finale of the first season. It like there's like I think like there's like 16 stormtroopers like literally lined up outside the river, and like the droid who just like mowed down like 40 stormtroopers like decides to like kamikaze himself,
right? Yeah,
like, whatever reason. Yeah. So there's just like all kinds of just like you had the stupid fob things which were like utterly ridiculous.
Those were garbage.
Just absolute trash. They were pointing out some stuff too. Like there was like even Cara Dune's character. Like we pointed this out too. Like all of a sudden she's like, I'm not going to join the new Republic.
Yeah,
and then she's like, oh, I'm a sheriff.
I'm a marshal now.
Like, what?
Yeah.
Like what happened,
John? I know.
And it was only because they needed her to like go into the database to figure out where the comedian's character was a penal colony he had been sentenced to, so they could go get him
and then they
for
go
the next
to
episode.
That colony and nobody recognized it. Like I still don't. That episode still makes me really mad. The one where they go to the prison with Mayburn.
Just like get Bill Burr out,
but it's like why? How does nobody catch that this is not our stormtrooper? I don't know, man.
I just hope
he takes his helmet off.
I
never take his helmet off. I'm doing it for the baby Yoda,
and it works. Like why does it work? Like
listen, guys, I just hope and I know that we all think it's trash. But I just hope that for entertainment value, we do those again, because that was so fun getting together and just like absolutely roasting the crap out of it. So
it sucks. I don't even want to do that though, because I wish it was good. Oh,
please, John, we got to do it because it's so funny. It's so funny.
I mean, Book of Boba Fett comes out like freaking
Blubberfett.
I think it comes out New Year's Eve.
Yeah,
or something like that.
And it's just gonna be funny to like watch and roast this stuff, you guys, and that's why I want to do that.
They constantly, because here's why it's also going to be better, because they constantly keep like trying to win us back. Like the old school fans, the real fans are always like, oh, this is the real thing. Like Mandalorian, we know you want Mandalorian wasn't good. Star Wars Visions, you want anime, right? Okay, that wasn't very good enough because we didn't try. Book of Boba Fett. Oh, you guys didn't like that? No, but for real, season 3 of Mandalorian is going to be great. Oh, no, don't worry. Mandalorian's not the real thing. We're going to remake Ralph Corey's original and Lucas's original ideas as animated movies, right? That'll get you back, right, guys? Come on, please. And it's always bad.
I mean, that, like I said, when I posted that in our Facebook group, that article, I did a video on it too. Like, that would have been a cool idea a decade ago. Like, actually, like, doing the adaptation of that second draft for the original Star Wars film. I read some of it today, obviously, when I was preparing for the video, and it looks like the opening sequence, I think, is actually superior to what you get in The New Hope, because you literally get an awesome freaking lightsaber duel between Vader. You get like Vader's presence is so strong. he's literally blackpilling the Rebel Alliance people, like putting them into despair because his strength of the dark side is so strong. These people are despairing just by he's not even on the ship yet. Just by him getting closer to the ship, his presence is putting these people into a state of despair. Like that is just like it's kind of referenced in Star Wars, but like the way it's written in this script, it's like you literally have lines of dialogue like, dude, this guy is like, it's the dark side of the Force. You need to resist it. The Force is still strong with us.
It's almost like in Dragon Ball, you know, like when somebody powers up over on the other side of the planet, everybody's like, whoa, what is that? Like some dark energy just happened. Like that. I do really like that draft. Like I'm with you. Like it would be really cool to see. I just don't trust Disney to do it. I don't trust you to do it.
And then like you want to talk about like setting the stakes? Vader defeats Deke Starkiller in like the opening scene. And it's like Deke has like the Force is still strong with me. Like he actually challenges them, and it's like maybe like 3 or 4 strokes, and then Vader just like his presence and strength just like overwhelms the guy, and he like buckles to his knees and then just like crumples. The way it's like just like holy crap, like you think Vader was like a badass in Rogue One where he's like ripping apart?
Yeah,
like imagine just crushing this guy's will, like and he's supposed to be like the hero, like he's supposed to be the star killer who is like the last hope of the rebellion, and Vader just like crushes it, and you're just like, holy crap, like totally talk about setting up a great scene. Like that's I actually thought that opening was like really cool. I like as much as like I like I said, I would want to see that if they actually adapted that. And don't like do whatever we know Lucasfilm and Disney are going to do. You know that's what they're going to do. You know they're going to wokeify it. Leia will be some kind of like superhero, whatever. Like she doesn't need anyone to rescue her. She's been manipulating the Empire the entire time. Blah blah, like something like that.
And you know that they're going to try and play it by like, oh, you know, they didn't specify in that draft, and it's like, yeah, it's a draft, but we all know like what they were aiming for. So what are you doing?
Leia is literally Luke's sister in the draft, and they have twins,
right? And
they live on Utapau, which is like they obviously changed Utapau to Tatooine in the final version, but like they're actually brother and sister in that draft version.
Before it got like mini retconned, and then
before they changed it a lot, and it's all like I actually found like Luke kind of endearing too. There is no Obi-Wan. There really isn't an Obi-Wan character in the draft. Like Obi-Wan, like as far as I know, didn't. I searched Obi-Wan and I searched Kenobi like with a Control F, and he didn't show up. Han is there. He's like much more flamboyant though. Like in the way he's
Lando
dressed
a little bit, yeah.
Yeah, he's more kind of like he's got a little more Lando flair to him. But he's still there. But a lot of it is still there. You see the bones of the Star Wars film in this draft. Like you do see the things they changed.
Definitely.
And I'm kind of interested in seeing those changes. I had never read that draft like before. Really? And I'm actually kind of intrigued by it. I really enjoyed that opening sequence. I thought that was a fantastic sequence. It actually it's something I've been thinking about personally when it's my writing. I feel like even when I'm watching my anime, like most anime episodes, the first episode is like I watched the first episode of Fire Force, which puts you right into the action. My Hero Academia does the same thing. Puts you right into a fight. I remember Mount Lady comes in. They're fighting that dude. Yeah, no, they're fighting some giant person. And then the sludge is later in the episode.
Oh, you're right. Yeah.
So, so like a lot of them have these like jump you right into the action, get you in. So I'm just like, yeah, maybe I need to think about doing that more so.
John, you saw that? You've seen that test footage of that show that Lucas wanted to have the original Star Wars?
Yeah, the Underworld. Yeah,
that was awesome, dude.
Great.
I would have loved to have seen what they would have done with that because dope.
Sean the Movie Man 71.
Oh, God.
You want to have Han Solo?
God.
Yes, that's exactly what they would do.
It would.
I mean, dude, there is literally
That'd
no
be funny.
limit to the destruction they can do to Star Wars, given what I witnessed in Spencer's article about Lower Decks.
No,
yeah.
geez.
Oh my God.
Literally, there is
Dude.
It's coming.
I don't
coming.
like. Can you get any lower than that? Like, holy crap!
They
Lower
really
Decks.
live up to the name Lower Decks. Oh my God.
Yeah, they really do.
Like, there's a
That was
dude riding
fun.
around on another dude, like, with a freaking like leash.
Yeah, like with bondage
nuts,
gear on.
dude.
And using some kind of tool to like
To spank him.
hit him. Yeah, I'm like, holy, like if you want to, I feel like that is the trajectory Star Wars is on, and
It'll
Star
get
Trek
there
just
eventually.
went right there.
I can tell you as a Star Trek fan, bro, it makes me feel awful because like this is not anywhere close to the spirit of Star Trek. It's not what Star Trek's supposed to be about. It's not anything. And I've seen idiots, the new Trek fans, they're defending it. And I'm like, there is no defending this. There wasn't anything like this before. It wasn't like this. Their whole logic of them trying to say, oh, this was always a part of Star Trek. Get the F out. Yes. Did they talk about sexuality? Sure. Did they examine certain parts of it? Sure. But it was never in your face. It was never like porn. Okay. I mean, it was. Well,
it was. There were some instances where it was in your face. Like, for example, the Naked Now, like the TNG episode with Tasha Yar getting all dressed up for Data and like seducing him and stuff. So like, I
Data.
I get where the episode like. I get where the writers saw what's going on because they're like, oh, polywater intoxication. It's like you're being drunk and everybody gets their inhibitions removed. But they took it to this level where like Star Trek, it's not for Star like this isn't what people come to Star Trek for. Could that be something that happens because of polywater intoxication? Sure, but it's not going to happen on a Federation ship. It's not going to happen.
It's not going to be as a test program.
Yeah, it's not going to be programmed by people in the Federation to be like, hey, check this out. Like, it's just all bad. And I definitely feel like Star Wars is going there. It's only a matter of time until we get like an adult-oriented Star Wars show or whatever. And it's about like the droids on Tatooine and just bad. Just bad. Again, it's just those it's those dumb jokes you have with your buddies while you're having a couple beers. And they just run with it as if it's actual good content.
I mean, look, they put Amelia Clark's idiot idea into a comic book.
And it's so bad. It's the worst book ever.
I'm pretty sure I can just go through every single page of that and add it to my cringe moments, ultra cringe moments in modern comic books. Because like that whole every single
gold
panel is just garbage.
Golden garbage, yeah.
Yeah, golden garbage. But yeah, I just like this is the state of these franchises now. And I haven't seen No Time to Die, but apparently
I've heard not good things.
There's going to be. I'm going to spoil something here. I heard.
Please, yeah.
I watched a little bit of Az's review, and he says they kill Bond.
I knew that's what it was going to be. Somebody was talking about that in our comments. Like after Chris posted his review, they were like, "Well, after people see the twist, it's gonna sink." And I was like, "Oh no!" And
Chris also confirmed he wrote in his review that Lynch is 007.
Yeah.
So I haven't seen that anywhere else, but he said that. Maybe he was just saying that it doesn't like she might be another 00, but she's basically 007 anyways because
it wasn't entirely.
She's
clear.
Like the only 00. He called her 00.
He called her 00, yeah. So
7. So I mean, I assume that.
I trust Chris on his info at least.
Yeah. Bunny with the Keyboard says the Wikipedia plot for No Time to Die confirms it. Yeah, no, as on his Heel vs. Baby Time on his review, he says that they kill him. He's dead. So it's basically killing Han Solo, killing Luke Skywalker. James Bond doesn't like. I know he's died in previous films, but I don't know. The mystique around him is you don't kill him. You don't kill James Bond.
Is that he always just comes back? That's kind of the fun.
There's always other missions for James Bond.
Right. It's one of those cool like suspension of disbelief things that you can just kind of do. Like Bond died, sure, but we know he'll be back. Like there are more adventures. Right. Maybe he survived. Maybe it's taking place at another time. You don't. If you're gonna kill the main character of your series, you better have a damn good reason for doing it. That isn't just I want to own the chuds.
I want to be edgy.
Yeah, I want to subvert your expectations.
Hillam29 says killing off Bond kills off the franchise. Yeah, I'm actually like I know they're saying that like they're not looking for a new Bond now, and they'll probably announce it next year. I think Barbara Broccoli said they'll start the search next year or something like that. But like, I mean, do you even want to be Bond? I mean, I guess maybe Hollywood, you get a big paycheck if you're Bond, and you might get multiple films out of it. It means you're getting a steady work.
Right.
But like at the same time, like, do you want to be the guy like that is like woke Bond? Like, I mean, do you want to like? I mean, Craig isn't there yet, but he literally like set a stage for that. So like, that like that's next.
Dude, it'll be cuckold Bond.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, I guess it did pretty well. I guess though, in box office, the box office. What I found hilarious is the box office this week. Just totally like we're talking about narratives. With Roof Korea in there telling us about narratives. Well, totally blew out the Shang-Chi narrative. Like it's the pandemic. It's so bad.
That's what I was laughing about, man. When you did the report on whatever. Oh, Venom when it blew out Shang-Chi, and everybody was like, well, so it's still doing good. It's still up there. And I'm like, you guys aren't seeing the actual story here. You just want to win that little fight. Yeah, dude, if Carnage can blow it out, if Bond can, we've seen so many different genre movies just across the spectrum blow out Shang-Chi. This is clearly not a W, guys. Like it's one of those things where it's like, I'm positive that it only got as far as it did because it was a Marvel movie. I'm positive.
Oh yeah, it was totally riding on the coattails of the MCU, and I mean, I think that I definitely think that them leaking the post-credit scene, because I definitely think that was an MCU leak. I think that was totally done by Sony and Disney, and they should have done it earlier. They're stupid not to have done it earlier, honestly. Especially after they saw what Captain Marvel. Like, why would you not leak that? Especially when you literally dropped the Spider-Man trailer and like literally just killed all like interest in
all your marketing,
your Eternals or anything.
Yeah,
and everyone was just like, Spider-Man, what? The Green Goblin is back! Like, so like why? Like I don't know why Sony wouldn't want to like have that leaked. To be like, this is connected, and that's actually Venom in the trailer.
So, I don't know. Marketing is weird, man. I don't know what is real marketing, what's fake marketing.
It's hard, but yeah, 90 million, number one domestic. I don't think James Bond is going to do that. I don't think I know the British audiences gave it like 30 million or whatever, but I don't think it's going to do as big here. I don't think that Bond is where he needs to be at the US now. I think there's
I don't think so either.
Whereas like Venom, I definitely, I mean, people enjoyed the first Venom. There wasn't a lot of woke crap about it. If there was, it was literally like 2 days before, for the most part. And it was like Andy Serkis saying some like weird crap to like Uproxx, about like the LGBTI plus like rave party, which I don't even know like I don't. Maybe he was just trying to signal. Maybe it's a complete virtue signal for virtue signal's sake or something. I have no idea. But he did, and so like obviously, clearly, that wouldn't have like gotten saturation where you literally have the Shang-Chi guy literally saying idiot stuff for like over 2 years.
Well, more than that if you go to his Reddit account.
Well, right. Well, like
I know. I'm just.
I still gotta see that movie. I haven't seen it yet.
Seen what?
No, Venom.
I haven't seen it either.
I haven't even seen the first one.
Yeah. Oh, the first one was okay, but yeah. I want to give a shout out. Say hail to Nerd Cookies, Elaine. It's up? Good to see you.
Oh, hey, Nerd Cookies.
Big shout out
fan.
to her. She did an awesome video on the. She does great lore videos on her channel, so I highly suggest if you want some of your favorite sci-fi lore, go and check out Nerd Cookie's channel. She does great content. She did one on the Battlestar Pegasus, the namesake for Pegasus Actual Podcast, and I really appreciate Elaine's hard work in those videos, man. She is on point. She does a lot of research. She brings up just really great stuff. So yeah, watch her content. It's really, really good, and she's one of the best creators, I think, in our fellowship community, whatever you guys want to call it, man. She's awesome. So
yeah, she's great. I watched a couple of her videos, and she really incorporates the old Frank Herbert videos that he's done explaining like the book and how a lot of these like what they're talking about kind of like contradicts basically what he said, which I think is the point too, though. So, and that's what we're talking about with Roof Korean, talking about that with the narrative. That's what they're trying to do. They don't want they're trying to create the narrative, and the Star Wars slogan is literally the slogan of these people. What does he say? Like, kill the past, something. What does he say? Something about kill the past or something like that.
Yeah,
kill it if you have to. Like that.
Yeah, burn it down.
Yeah, that's literally the slogan of a lot of these people.
Yeah,
but yeah, Sean the Movie Man here is saying that our friend at Forbes, Scott Mendelson, is saying that Shang-Chi is breaking milestones. Like, dude, it's not even at 400. It's like, I think it's not going to go any. It'll be lucky to get to 210, because if you look at the weekend here, it only made $6 million with Venom doing 90. Now it's going to be Venom and Bond. It'll be lucky, I think, to do over 3. Like, I mean, it dropped 50% from the previous weekend. I think it's going to have it might have an even steeper decline this weekend, because there's just so much more competition. It won't be in as many theaters. There won't be as many show times. And it's really going to just get pushed out of, I think, a lot of good theater slots. So getting to 500 million, there's no way. Absolutely not. It did get over 375, so it kind of broke even. If not, the numbers is estimation here for the production budget is true. I think they have 150 million production budget, but I mean, I've seen 200 million at some places, and then I know someone said that like they got a $50 million like tax credit or something like that from where they filmed in like Australia or something like that. So that's possible.
DZ3, John, he says that Odin claimed that Shang-Chi has made its money back.
Yeah, I think he's probably right, because it had to hit 375, which is 2.5 times the production budget, which is 150. It's done 388, so it probably has broken even. And like, again, it's hard to know because there's so, like, as Odin says, there's so many different revenue streams, product placement in the movie, like commercials with like car companies and stuff like that. Like, I know Audi was probably giving money for the Iron Man stuff, because you're always seeing Tony Stark driving the Audis and stuff. So there's stuff like that you get different revenue streams as well, not just from the box office. So from these other like corporations and stuff like that. But yeah, it probably has, especially with 388. I think it probably has made it back. I think Odin is right. So it's probably a little bit over breaking even.
Yeah, Mark Lurseth, I'm going to see. I am seriously thinking about going to see Halloween Kills. I'm worried about it because I think it's going to be. I think it's going to be pretty fairly woke messaging in it. I hope I'm wrong, but yeah, we'll see how that turns out. I'm not optimistic. It looks like a decent Halloween movie. I don't think that the people that have been doing the newer Halloween movies have done a a horrible job on them, but I think it's going to cave to some wokeness the way that Hollywood has. It's like because it's like they can't help themselves.
I mean, Jamie Lee Curtis is kind of she's an interesting celebrity. So
many of them, John, and you know this.
She says she doesn't even watch horror films.
Yeah, I mean, you know this though. Like so many of them are still like consumed with TDS. It's almost like they're going out of their minds without being able to lean on TDS anymore.
Oh, dude, they've replaced it with VDS, man.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it's all vaccine stuff, which is funny because that's a great segue into my article here.
Oh, we're gonna do that one first.
About Marina Sirtis, and we just touched on.
I got it up here.
Do you got it?
Yeah, I got it here.
Okay, so yeah, Star Trek: The Next Generation. You guys know Marina Sirtis because she played Counselor Troy, and for a long time, she was a character that people liked and some people loved to hate because we all know that when it came to the Enterprise, well, we didn't want Deanna Troi to be anywhere near the helm, but Marina has famously, she's kind of gone off the reservation. And you guys know this because she has more than once on Twitter really alerted everybody to the fact that she is super, super woke. She's criticized the basically the population of Texas before. We were just talking about TDS. Boy, she had a serious case of TDS. And so this is no surprise. She tweeted out the other day in reply to Val N, this fan that asked her a question, when are you coming to a con in the U.S.? And Marina's tweet here, as she quote tweeted Val, she said, well, I won't be doing any conventions unless everyone is double vaxxed, guests in public, which rules out a lot of conventions in the U.S. So she's basically saying, I don't want to be around the filthy, unwashed, aka the unvaccinated people, and it's this type of elitist attitude. And I was having this conversation with a buddy of mine earlier today. It absolutely is a turnoff because it's like you think about how you once held these people in high regard. And I understand when we go back and we watch Star Trek: The Next Generation or things like that, any of these old treks with these people, it's hard to separate the art from the artist now because these people have thrown it in our faces so many times. And they basically said that, well, they're finished with us as an audience because they're on board with them going after the diversity and inclusion crowd. So guess what? That leaves us out of it. But it's just a shame to see her go out and just matter-of-factly say this and just crap all over, a large section of her potential fans. At least the ones that still support her. I know I certainly don't, but there's a lot of fans that still do enjoy Marina Sirtis, and hey, more power to them. But she's basically saying, well, if you're unvaccinated, I don't care. I don't want to see you. So I'm not going to avail my time or my energy toward you at all. And that, to me, really bugs me. And we pointed out in the article that with the new federal vaccine guidelines, there's a lot of people that work in the convention industry, that work for these venues, that work for the outfits that put these conventions on. So, these people are really putting in hours, work in. There may be an extreme loss of jobs, just as there are across all other industries, because of the ridiculous requirements for that vaccine mandate, where if you have more than 100 employees, you're subject to a $700,000 fine per unvaccinated person on your payroll. And that's just absolutely ridiculous. And, for her to come out and say this, I think is another clueless move on her part, in just a string of many clueless tweets that she makes and bad takes. And it's it's I feel bad. I really feel bad. I feel bad for Star Trek fans, because this is an L on Marina's part, and let's put it where it's at. It's a loss for the fandom too, because she just says, well, I'm going to deprive you because I don't believe in your medical choice. And that's no bueno. So I'm glad that I was able to spot this tweet and write this article up, because I felt very strongly about it, because me being a Star Trek fan, that really came off classless to me. I don't know. What's your guys' take on it, Spencer?
To me, it's more of the. I'm there with you, because to me, I'm still having a big problem with everybody's like get the vaccine if you want it, don't get it if you don't want it. Fine, I don't care about your decision, but we need to stop the hysteria of oh, all the unvaccinated are unclean, because it's well, then why are we getting a vaccine? Shouldn't that make shouldn't you be fine then? Shouldn't you be okay? You're vaccinated, you're fine. Let the other people worry about themselves, right? So again, it's just Marina being Marina. She does this all the time. She's probably the second worst out of the TNG crew, right behind freaking Will Wheaton. But
oh god, dude! Oh.
I don't know. Patrick Stewart's pretty bad too.
Yeah, they all are. It's
really bad nowadays.
Yeah, I mean, even
there's a special level for
even Geordi. Even Geordi. It's
God,
LeVar Burton. Yeah, I mean, they all are.
I haven't seen anything from Data.
You haven't seen anything from Data.
Yeah, Brent Spiner really doesn't tweet stuff too much, and I haven't seen anything really from Michael Dorn, which is good. The guy that played Worf.
Right.
Yeah, he's usually just dude, I have a Worf script, and they won't let me make it.
Yeah.
Instead they're giving you. He's instead we're making this crap disco. I gotta have awesome Worf show.
He does it every 7 months. I kind of love it.
Yeah.
He's I'm Worf. Hello.
I mean, for me, this is just to be expected. This is what for the most part, this is what you see from these people. She's totally virtue signaling, and that at the same time, I think it's also kind of insidious of what she's doing, because she's implying that she wants to put pressure on these conventions to require this requirement in order for her to come over to do conventions. I think she lives in the U.S. now. I'm not sure.
I think she does too.
Yeah, so
I think she might.
Yeah, so you can even say she's hypocritical, but it doesn't matter, because standards don't matter. That the standard is that the standard that she wants to set. It doesn't matter what whatever standards we think they should have. But I bet she goes to restaurants or
I'm sure.
And they probably don't have that requirement.
Well, that's the hypocrisy of these people, John. That they're not slowing down their lifestyle at all. They're not going to stop going out and going to the most expensive place in town and living it up with fine dining and
If she's doing Picard, they don't have to be double vaxxed. The union rules say that the productions can require people only in Class A to get vaccines, and that's what most of the productions are following in the U.S. But if you're not in that class, then you don't have to be. So even if she does anything with Picard season 2, she's not following her own standard that she's setting here.
It's just absolute. It's absolutely
it's just typical.
Awful. Yeah, I hate it.
And I'm going to disagree with Sean the Movie Man over here because I saw him. I don't know where the tweet is or the comment is now. He was saying, where is it here? Yeah, right here. I miss the days when actors were mysterious, quirky, and sexy by anonymity. Damn social media actors shut your mouth. I'm actually going to disagree with you. I'm actually glad that these people are showing who they really are, what they really think, and we can see what they're doing, and we can make decisions based on that. I know there is kind of like something about I do understand the idea of like waxing about them being like that in the past, but I think them showing who they really are is probably better than than the alternative, because then you have more knowledge and you can make better decisions based off on that information. So I actually think it's a good thing. So like I don't have to be watching a show where literally all the people like hate the things that I choose to do.
Well, again, like even with other like actors that and I'm speaking from actually meeting them in person. Like when like you take for example just two very different actresses, which is Katie Sackhoff and Tricia Helfer. When I met them in person, granted it was at a charity event, it wasn't at like a convention, but still, they didn't treat it as though, well, I have a swelled head and you're taking up my time, blah, blah, blah. They talked to me like, and just talked to me like a normal human being, like I was their next door neighbor that they knew for 20 years. They just sat there, talked to me freely, and there wasn't any, well, I don't have time or blah, 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 or act like they were any better than you. I mean, these were people that were like humble, down to earth, and I respect them for that. And Katie even went the extra mile because I had told her when I was at that event that my mom had really wanted to go, but due to her condition and her being so sick, she couldn't make it. So when I had taken a moment and called my mom, she overheard me on the phone talking with my mother, grabs my cell phone and says, "Hi, Mom," and starts talking to my mom and talked to her for about 15 minutes. And I swear, made my mom's life, man. She was happy as could be. Super cool. But see, this is the type of people, this is the difference in the types of people in Hollywood. Actresses like that. And sure, there's been times when Katie has tweeted some stuff that was a little bit possibly woke, but for the most part, look, Katie doesn't tweet a lot of that junk. And Tricia Helfer, she is all about like doing things with like animal charities and stuff like that. Tricia Helfer doesn't tweet politics really, so they tend to stay away from it. But this is the difference with a lot of the Hollywood celebrities. A lot of them are in the power elite gang, and then there's the ones that are like still act like human beings, still act humble, and it's nice that you can have an experience like that still.
Speaking of people being in the elite gang, Giancarlo Esposito has some words to say about Giancarlo. Did a video on this earlier today, but I guess
that video was great, by the way.
Thank you. He spoke with the Hollywood Reporter, and he said it's basically the script is the article. But he spoke with the Hollywood Reporter, and he said, if you don't want to vaccinate, go to a small island.
I would
and sequester yourself. You're saying F you to all you other human beings. We all have to do it if we want to live. Did you hear that? Get the vaccine or you will die. We will all die. Just like, what kind of like idiotic hysteria are you like consuming to like actually say like something so absurd and insane? Like,
no, it's straight. Yeah, it's crazy. Again, it's crazy.
Yeah.
If you're vaccinated, that should technically mean, like, unless it does, like, if you're vaccinated, you're fine. Leave everybody else alone. Let them deal with their crap. Like, this is so weird. I don't know, man. I don't know. It's crap.
I don't understand how people don't vaccinate. For me, I've lost friends, so now he's appealing to emotion, right?
Mhm.
So he's threatening you up here. We're all gonna die. We're all gonna die. And then like he's like appealing to then he's like appealing to emotion now. For me, I've lost dear friends, so I know it's real. Not only in Europe but in America, friends who are completely healthy and uncompromised. I mean, this is so emotionally manipulative, man. Like, how can you go from literally threatening like everyone dying, and then to be like I've lost people from COVID. I'm not saying that he didn't,
right?
But the way he frames this is like super emotionally manipulative. And then he says the vaccine is the answer. I'm not downing anyone who doesn't. Except you are. You literally said we're all going to die if you don't get vaccinated.
Yeah.
Don't work. Go right out somewhere where you're not going to compromise anyone else if you get it. Well, maybe you need to go to the island, because if you actually read the CDC guidelines, vaccinated people can still get other people infected.
Yeah.
It's literally on the guidelines here. Let me scroll down. Right here. Infections happen in only a small proportion of people who are you can still get infected if you're vaccinated, even with the and then they just try and like downplay it, saying that they're mild. I think that Israel like had something else to say about that in August, where they had 59% of all vaccinated people were in their hospital. So I don't know, maybe it was mild, but they're in the hospital. I don't know if it would be mild if you're going to the hospital, but that's just me. That's just my opinion. And then he's like, and then the CDC says, if you are fully vaccinated and become infected with the Delta variant, you can spread the virus to others.
Oh, wow.
And that's the CDC. That's on the CDC website. And then look at this right here. A real world study. This is the Lancet. This is Barron's reporting on this. A leading medical journal reported that the efficacy of Pfizer and BioNTech's COVID-19 vaccine against infection dropped over the course of 5 months.
Yeah, it does.
Effectiveness against infections was 88% during the first month, so it's not 100% effective, which the CDC admits after a person was vaccinated, but dropped to 47% after 5 months. So this is, I don't know if this is a study they're using to try and get to do the booster shot, but one would think the boosters aren't going to last, so they can just keep doing boosters over and over again. The author said that the spread of the Delta variant wasn't responsible for the drop in efficacy against infection over time. And then this is what we get. This is the huge bombshell right here, which it shouldn't be a bombshell, because like if you took like high school biology, I feel like at least when I was learning in high school biology, we learned about this stuff. This is a Pfizer biochemist.
Yeah, I'm so glad, by the way, that you put that in the article, John. I love you for that.
Pfizer biochemist project was recorded by Project Veritas. His name is Nick Carl. And he said when somebody is naturally immune, like they get COVID, they probably have not better, but more antibodies against the virus. Because what the vaccine is like I said, that protein, that's just on the outside. So it's just one antibody against one specific part of the virus. When you actually get the virus, you're going to start producing antibodies against like multiple pieces of virus. And not only just like the outside portion, like the inside portion, the actual virus. So your antibodies are probably better at that point than the vaccination. So like it's just like, and then obviously people have died from getting the vaccine.
Yeah,
and experienced lots of problems, and I just included two cases.
Well, dude, it's like you said, the thrombolytis or what you were talking about in there.
Yeah, the blood clots.
And then the
TTS.
And then the myocarditis, inflammation of the heart. I mean, there's all kind of things. And, it can be a nightmare for people after they get the jab. And we know this. And that's why I said I'm so thankful to you for putting in the Project Veritas stuff, because it's important. And if you folks haven't watched those videos, I'm telling you, you really need to see those because they really give you the scoop on what this is. And the more that you see actual information coming out, you know, in real whistleblowers, not like the fake Facebook one, but real whistleblowers.
It's like a dem. She's literally like a dem op. Like there's some like
dem, dude, that is
like
such
a that is like a dem handler.
That it is. Her Twitter account showed up.
Whistleblower that wants more censorship. Like
her
she's a complete op. There's no way. Dude,
yeah, her Twitter account's a day old, John.
So that's obvious.
Crazy. Yeah. But the thing is, though, when you watch the Project Veritas videos and all the series that they have, you know, where even the person that was working in the HHS facility, you know, it's important to understand just the gravity of the situation that we're in, because, you know, you have to ask the questions that are pertinent to the information, and that is ultimately, why is it being pushed 24/7 so hardcore when there are so many questions about the efficacy, and also
it's not just being pushed 24/7, it's being pushed with like on multiple fronts. Like it's a multi-front war. Like you're seeing it from celebrities, you're seeing it in commercials, see it on billboards. I mean, it's everywhere. Everywhere you look. That's what they're trying to get you to do this.
And no matter what medical choice that any of us make as an individual, we all have to take into account what the after effects of this might be, because we really, at the end of the day, only have a certain idea of how this works, a small idea of what's actually in it, and the kicker of the whole thing is we don't know about other long-term effects. You know, sure, there's certain side effects like maybe death, or, you know, you could wind up sterilized. You don't know. And most certainly you can wind up with heart issues. So that's a serious problem too. So, you know, it's up to the individual. And for YouTube's sake, Mama Susan, we are telling people, you know, to decide one way or the other what they want to do. We are in no way telling people not to get the vaccine, but you know, think about it and take all this stuff into account, folks. Research is paramount in this situation.
So on the flip side of Giancarlo Esposito giving his comments, we also had So speaking with the Hollywood Reporter, we also had Letitia Wright, who plays Shuri in the Black Panther film. Was also caught up in this Hollywood Reporter article. If you remember, back in December of last year, she actually posted a video of a pastor questioning what is in the vaccine. When they were developing what they're going to put in it, he was talking about this like tracking agent called what is it called? Lucifer or something? Lucifer. It's something Lucifer. I can't remember what it is. Do you remember, Spencer? Because I know you wrote the original article from December. I don't know. But anyways, so she posted this video of this guy talking about this. There it is, Luciferase or something like that. That they were talking about could potentially be in the vaccines when they were making them back in December last year. And she got like, people were already like going after her. And she had to respond. She responded like, if you don't conform to popular opinions, but ask questions and think of yourself, you get canceled. So she thought she was getting canceled. People were going after her pretty hard because she posted this video about a guy questioning it. And like here you have this guy advocating dangerous ideas. It's not the same as thinking for yourself. You have a platform and voice that reaches many, and what you do with it matters. So incredibly disappointed. What an effing letdown you are. And like, she's just like, his main point is what is in it and is it safe for our bodies to take? I took that point from it. If it disappoints you that I was simply assist, then my bad. She was getting this all the time. And then she eventually had to issue this statement here. Not had to, but she did. My intention was not to hurt anyone. My only intention of posting the video was to raise my concerns with what the vaccine contains and what we are putting in our bodies, nothing else. And I think she eventually like deleted Twitter. She's not on Twitter anymore. But now the Hollywood Reporter, their top people, Tatiana Siegel, Chris Gardner, and Boris Kidd, those are some of their top people at the Hollywood Reporter, are claiming that the British actress quietly parted ways with her entire U.S. team of representatives in the wake of a backlash over posting a controversial anti-vaccine video in December. So she like fired all these people, and good for her, because I think she probably was maybe working with the same people or the same types of people that Gina Carano talked about when she was getting railroaded by Disney when these people were coming after her. So good on Letitia for firing those people, because they're giving her terrible advice. They're absolutely terrible advice. Because I guarantee you, if what Gina said in her interview with Ben Shapiro is probably the same thing. They're probably telling her to like apologize, say sorry, like walk it back, like yada yada yada, like don't have any integrity, be a liar, like just have a weak backbone. And she's like, you're gone. So good on Letitia for getting rid of these people if this report is true. But then the Hollywood Reporter decided they needed to sick the dogs after Letitia here too. So they also said, in Wright's case, a set source says she has espoused similar views about the COVID-19 vaccines on the Atlanta production, claiming that she's expressing skepticism about the vaccine. I think in the Hollywood Reporter, they talk about how she's being anti-vaccine, along with like Rob Schneider as well. And we got a whole story on Rob Schneider. We're going to go cover that. But he's clearly come out against getting a vaccine. And so, like, if you go to, I think if we look at our good friends here at, I think Don shared this with us, didn't he?
Well,
our good friends over at Discussing Film, who led the cancellation of Gina Carano. I got to find it here. They are, lots of people are going after at Letitia because they have us blocked, so I have to go to like Internet Explorer. So I gotta like,
but you know,
switch how I'm sharing it here.
While you're looking that up, John, you know, and I know because we believe in God, and I'm not afraid to bring this up. But you know, the thing is it's interesting that chemical has the Lucifer name attached to it, and it's
that's no, dude, that's science.
and again,
it's literal science. I've had Latin, dude.
I've had this conversation with Final Death Star, John, about the fact that we may be in the end times, bro.
I think there's a lot of people that believe that,
and you know, and it's signs like this that tell you, you know, quite possibly we could be. And again, whatever medical decision anybody out there makes, you know, totally respect that. But, you know, think about all these things. That's all.
But yeah, so if you look at this, here's our good friends at Discussing Film. Letitia Wright has reportedly said similar anti-vaccine views on the set of Black Panther Wakanda Forever as she was last year. I don't even know what that, as she was last year on social media. She didn't even have an anti-vaccine like view. She was just like posted a video of a guy like asking what was in it. She also parted ways with her U.S. team of representatives in the wake of the backlash against her. And then so you got like, here you go already, like people like saying, "Oh, why Letitia? That's disappointing. I loved her." Like, I love how this guy was like, "What changed?" Like, this guy's like, nothing at all, just like clearly. And then this, like, you just see these people are just absolutely insane. I really wish Lupita would take over instead. Does she really need to be the new Black Panther? Like 1.8 thousand, 374. I mean, I think most of these people are teenagers. We see a lot of this. When we do any kind of story about the Batman, like insane amounts of people somehow find the tweet and just kind of like come after the tweet, no matter what the story is about. Like it was what's her name?
These people are lost. These people are lost souls, John. They really are.
Yeah. I totally agree with you on that. But
they need clarity, and they need God, and they don't. They are lost. They are lost. They don't understand what they're following. They don't understand that, Dr. Fauci is not an idol to worship. These people, this is not a religion, but these people refuse to wake up. And that is what scares me to death, is because I feel such pity for them because they don't understand.
Yeah. Like, here you go. This guy's saying that she's anti-vax and bigoted. Hope she gets recast. Me too. So disappointed in her. And then calling her a religious nut. It's just like insane what these people are saying. It's absolutely horrible. But all over a Hollywood Reporter. We did a story too, obviously framed it a little bit differently. But it's not confirmed. It was like the Hollywood Reporter sources. So it is technically still a rumor. But if in fact she did fire those people, I applaud her for that. I think that is the right move, especially after what we heard from Gina about these PR people and how they literally have no spine and they completely advocate for bowing to the woke Twitter mob constantly. Mm-hmm. And it's just absolutely disgusting. And it's absolutely terrible advice. And I think it's some of the problems we've had in our country. We have people, like even leaders, just getting absolutely garbage advice from people. You can just, I'm going to point to what is the guy, he was like former head of the CIA, literally lying to people. You can just point to the whole involvement in the Iraq war. Just absolutely garbage advice that people give to our leaders, and our leaders seemingly have taken it. But good on Letitia for getting rid of those people who I am assuming gave her bad advice.
Well, a lot of
based on Chronos talking about the PR people in Hollywood.
Well, John, come on, most of our leaders. You know the reality. Most of our leaders are criminals. I mean, it's in a nutshell.
You'd be in jail if only that happened.
Yeah, I mean,
it didn't though, unfortunately.
Yeah, and one day people will find out the truth. They will.
The truth always comes to light. It's just on a time.
I just hope that in the end there isn't a lot of our fellow brothers and sisters dead. That's all. I don't want a lot of people to die, but I fear that's what it's going to take for people to understand the truth.
We'll see. What else any other topics we want to talk about? I know we've been talking about vaccines a lot. Anything else we want to get into? We talked Star Wars already. We talked a little bit Star Trek. Do we want to talk about the Game of Thrones trailer? Want to talk about that? Did y'all watch that?
I haven't seen it. I personally have never been. You guys are far more interested in Game of Thrones and stuff than I ever have been. I'm more or less our resident sci-fi guy. So, that's what I roll with.
I'm actually surprised. It's gotten a ton of views on YouTube. 8 million views already. I guess it's not a lot. 8 million.
Mm-hmm.
For in a day. I don't know how much that is. I just was like kind of unimpressed.
So why so this is the prequel, right?
Yeah, 200 years before the fall of the throne.
Okay.
Which is interesting because like in their first press release they said it was 300. Now they're saying it's 200. So I guess they changed their mind on that. Oh look, it's like member berries. Oh look, there's they're literally doing member berries already.
Yeah.
Look, there's the hand. It's the symbol for the hand of the king.
Oh, the hand. Oh my god.
Yeah, YouTube me. I think what they're trying to accomplish with this is just like the guys just said, a combination of member berries and just to drag out the Game of Thrones brand to make quick money. I don't think that this is really going to have too much substance to it as far as really giving you a good sort of idea of a prequel before what you saw in the series. But again, hey, admittedly, I didn't watch Game of Thrones. I was one of the few people that didn't watch Game of Thrones, just was not interested. So I will let these guys take the lead on this one because I don't know squat about it.
I mean, the only action was like this joust, and then there was this like sword fight, which was part of a joust. And I was like, what am I watching? Am I watching an old Heath Ledger movie? Like, that's what I felt like. I was like, okay, I forget. What was that? A Knight's Tale, I think.
Oh, yeah, Knight's Tale. Heck
like,
yeah.
I'm watching it. Yeah, it's a great film, but it's like, I'm just going to go watch A Knight's Tale. I don't really need to go see
Want more Game of Thrones, yeah.
So, like, yeah, you get the joust. I don't know what's going on here. There's like a little sword fight here, I guess. Like they show the Iron Throne and like how they built it with all the swords and stuff. That like the Iron Throne looks actually like bigger now. Like which doesn't make any sense.
Yeah,
to
it does
me.
look a little bit.
Like there's all these other swords and like what? So I don't. That doesn't make any sense.
Gotta stop doing that.
Why is the throne like more expansive in the prequel than in the main show? So yeah,
because then you get the cool visual for the poster, and that's about it.
I guess. But we like that's literally the only dragon that we see. There's no dragon.
Mm-hmm.
Like, hey, our show is called House of the Dragon, and we have this like cool voiceover about like.
I mean, I get it. You probably don't want to throw that in the first teaser. Like, I get this. I get that.
Yeah. I don't know. Just give me a dragon.
Right.
But I don't know. I was unimpressed. It's number 2 on trending, so people are still watching it, though.
People are watching it, I guess. But
Zach says it's bigger in the books. Yeah, but it's a prequel to the TV show, so
right, exactly.
Books don't really matter at this point. Nerdigan says, "Who needs Game of Thrones when Kingdom manga exists?" Yeah,
still need to start it. Still need to read it.
My Hero Academia World's Mission releases in Australia and New Zealand on October. Like, I mean, literally, no one is going. Nice. I guess, like, how does that work? Because I've watched the segment, and I guess half your country is locked down, and the other half is like free. So like, I guess like no one in the one half can like go anywhere because like I've literally seen videos of them arresting a dude
or whatever, yeah,
for smoking a cigarette, like, and walking out like 2 blocks from his apartment.
I think Josh talked about that the other day. Yeah.
Yeah, he went to go get like a hero or something like that, and they arrested him. Yeah, Gina posted that video on Twitter.
Yeah, Gina did it too. That's right.
Yeah.
Oh, and that's why I talked about it. Yeah.
Who's Josh? Oh, yeah, they're a writer, right? Okay. I thought you were talking. I thought there was like someone else, Josh, that you're talking about.
Oh, no. I was talking about our Josh.
Yeah, Sean the Movie Man says House of the Dragon will be like watching The Mandalorian. One leads to Game of Thrones season 8, the other leads to Luke Skywalker drinking blue tit milk. Yeah, pretty much. I mean, yeah, I like just absolute trash. Like, don't get me started. Don't get me started on Star Wars again. I do see Zach is here. Says, "What's up, guys?"
What up, Zach?
Neo the Fall says he's just waiting for Elden Ring. I think that's like the video game that Martin's working on. I believe.
He's working on, yeah.
Yeah.
Again, like I feel like the extent of his involvement is going to be like they all sit in a room one day, and he's just like, "What if this happens?" And then that. All right, later, guys. I'm out of here. And then everybody else has to just like fill the blanks.
Yeah, Zach. Yeah, it's based off of 2 books, according to George R.R. Martin. It's based on Fire and Blood, and there's like another one. I put it in this article that we did for the trailer, but I can't remember it off the top of my head right now. But that was like 2 years ago. Oh yeah, Nerdikids. Like, I saw this. I got this up on. I created a. We were talking about TweetDeck lists earlier. I created a TweetDeck, I guess before the show, but I created a TweetDeck list for Marvel editors. Like, half of them have us blocked. It's hilarious. Yeah. I was going to tweet it with all the screenshots of them blocking us, and I was like, well, that's just being, I don't know. I was like, nah. Yeah. But I think there's only like 2 or 3 that don't have us blocked, and then there's like a couple of them that don't even tweet. So, like CB Cebulski and like someone named Annalise don't have us blocked, and like Cebulski retweeted the the garbage new Ghost Rider. I guess she's not really new. She's not really new, but let me pull it up here. Yeah, here it is. I saw. Yeah. Oh crap. How do I get rid of that?
Get rid of what?
The DM. How do I get rid of, like, I don't want it to show the DM on the bottom of the screen. How do I, you see what I'm saying? I don't know.
I can't see it too well because it's small down there, so I don't want to blow it up.
Okay, here, I fixed it. Okay. Now I just need to, hold on. Sorry.
Not at all. Oh yeah, and Drew, whenever you come back around, we had a question earlier from Sean about
okay, there we go.
Halloween Kills, if it'll be woke or not. I think you said something about it, but whenever you're around.
Yeah, so here is Marvel's latest and greatest. She's like, no Ghost Rider you've ever seen. A sorcerer supreme, a spirit of vengeance, and the savior of Johnny Blaze's soul. She's the greatest ever.
She's the greatest Ghost Rider ever. I'm cool with there being a new Ghost Rider if you want to make it her, but like I'm not. All that other stuff is just like, again, bestest ever. Like, come on, Johnny likes I like Johnny being the king of hell.
Why is this even a thing?
So that they can get the social media engagement.
You know, do we just need like the Yoda thing, the clip that said, "This is why you fail"?
No, we need the clip of Yoda burning the tree down.
This art looks terrible.
Yeah, I do not enjoy that art.
It looks like that's modern Marvel art, though, man.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
oh yeah.
Aside from the guy who does the stuff with Jason Aaron.
God.
The Thor stuff.
Guinness.
I'd rather sit.
No, the other guy. He did.
Oh, Assad Ribic?
No. Starts with like an R. His last name, I think.
Shout out to my boy Vinny Tartamella. I'd rather look at Vinny's art than this.
This doesn't even look good either. Like, wow, I'm not impressed.
Yeah, that's not a good transformation. I know what they're going for. It's not a good version of it.
Yeah.
It's just a half and half. There's no transforming.
Why? Like, look at this. This is supposed to be their like webtoons. Why are you cutting it off?
Because you're not supposed to read it like this. This isn't their webtoon reader.
It looks just like, I don't know. That's horrible. She isn't just a Ghost Rider. Back in her day, she was Doctor Strange level of awesome. And became Sorcerer Supreme.
Why? Oh my God.
Unfortunately, all that pain and power brought us to where we are right now.
All right. Excuse me while I go puke.
My gosh. These Infinity comics are trash.
Mm-hmm.
Everything I've seen of them is just absolute garbage.
They haven't been good.
And
that Cap one.
The Batman one, the Batman stuff is just crap too.
Oh, I like the Batman one.
Dude, there's like nothing happening.
It's a slice of life thing. That's what it is. Like that's like such a common genre. I like it.
People are tuning out of it. It's almost they've almost lost half their readers after 6 issues already.
They can tune out. I'm still enjoying it, so I'm gonna if I enjoy something, I'm gonna say that I enjoy it. I'm not just gonna act like it's awful.
Yeah, I don't know. I read the first one. I didn't like it.
That's fine, dude. That's not for everybody.
YouTube me is saying something about me offering prayers. What did you include that I would need to pray for you? Because I will. Just need to know what I'm praying for.
I know, right?
What am I praying for you for? I'm not seeing it.
Migraines.
Yeah, okay. I will definitely say a prayer for you for your migraines. Tower of God and God of High School art better than that. I don't
know about that. Your early art is pretty bad for Tower of God.
Oh, you're talking about the manga.
Yeah, the manhwa.
Or the webtoons, which I guess
the manhwa.
I'm on. I guess I'm on it, right? Yeah, because it's not Japanese. Oh, what am I doing? I like the Tower of God art style in the anime.
Oh yeah, the anime is beautiful looking.
Where do you start at? Why is it starting at the most recent one? I need to go further.
Oh yeah, that's weird that it doesn't like automatically just give the next set like most websites.
Oh, I guess dude, there's a lot of this.
There's a lot of it, yeah.
Wow, I'm not even on season 1 yet. There we go. Episode 0.
Yeah, that's the very start.
It lost like 50,000 too by episode 5. What do you desire? I don't know. That art's pretty similar to what you see in the anime.
Nah, it's similar. It's similar. Obviously, it's similar because it's based on it. But like, as you see in the man, like it's not that great early on.
I mean, Alt Hero Q is, or not Alt Hero Q, but the Alt Hero comic has terrible art in the beginning.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, most
really bad.
Do have bad art in the beginning.
All right. Let's see. That's like a weird episode 0. Just introducing the characters, I guess. Yeah, I can see there's not a lot of detail there.
Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty bad. Yeah.
And then like the backgrounds are just like very generic, like Photoshop effect.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sean the Movie Man, I actually liked, when I was watching AOS, and I watched most of it, I liked the Robbie Reyes arc in that.
Oh,
it was actually done pretty well, and I really dug that. I like the actor they actually used for it.
Gabriel Luna, yeah, I like
him. It was good. I mean, that was one of the few things I think when I was watching AOS that really kind of stood out to me. I liked it.
They made him a family man.
I mean, it was good. It was
I like
it was believable.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a good arc. So
Nerdigans
I enjoyed that.
Some chapters now. All right,
Drew, we had a question, Drew, earlier from Sean. Is there any wokeness coming to Halloween Kills? I feel like you mentioned it maybe to us a while ago. Do you know anything?
He talked about it when you were.
I feel like there is. There's some that you could see the way that they're setting up, like certain things about it that you're gonna see that trope. It's gonna be all like, in one part of the trailer, I feel like they're setting up almost for, when you see the people assembling to quote go against Michael to like take him out. I feel like they're going to try to put together kind of an Avengers kind of girl power type scene, and I'm hoping that doesn't happen. But I feel like there's going to be, because they're going to try to symbolize the, he's just a man and he's terrorizing women, and we're gonna end him. And I'm hoping that that's not the type of messaging I'm seeing in there. But man, a couple of things in the trailer kind of alarmed me like that. So we'll see. Because the trailer, when you see trailers for movies, they're never the whole story. I mean, it just we've seen before, like these companies put out woke marketing, and then you watch the movie and it actually is the complete reverse. It's not woke. So, I mean, I'll probably at some point I'll see it for myself. because I'm a Michael Myers fan. Of course, everybody that knows me knows that I prefer the old school. I prefer 78 because I don't think that a lot of horror movies now have that terror aspect of horror in there where it messes with you psychologically. And that's what makes, to me, a good horror film. And that's what made the magic of the 78 film so good, was because it was genuinely scary. You had the terror of not always knowing where Michael was. You knew he was there. He was in and out of the shadows. It was the pacing was great and the music was great. Yeah, and they mixed
the classic theme. Yeah,
so many good things together. Even the music aside of the classic theme that we know, just the stalking scenes, like the music they played with that, just so perfect. And I don't know that 2018 Halloween really had that, and I don't know that this movie's going to have that. And that's the only thing that bothers me, because I like that terror aspect. That's what made Michael Myers, and even Halloween 2, which they don't consider canon now, was really
I know, right?
was really it was really good. YouTube me says the presence. Yeah, it was really cool. Let's see. Bunny with the keyboard says, if Mike Myers doesn't get Jamie Lee Curtis soon, I'm pretty sure old man time will. Yeah, they're gonna probably have a thing where and I feel like because this is going to be a trilogy.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, this is the second one, right? Halloween Kills the second one.
This is the middle movie, so they're probably I really think that they are going to kill Michael Myers off, much like we were talking about James Bond earlier. I really think they're going to kill Michael Myers off in Halloween Ends, and then we're going to see a new killer. Now, because they're going to go, and I bet you they will go female, no lie, with the new killer.
What if they make it okay, so that's awful. I think you're right.
There's only one woman that I would accept if they went that route, and it would be the chick that was in, I want to say it was 4. Danielle. Oh God, I can't think of her.
Her in name. Halloween 4.
Yeah, the one.
Danielle Harris.
Yeah, Danielle Harris. That's the only chick that I would accept taking up the Michael Myers mantle as a female.
But that's I get that, and I agree with you. She would probably be the best one to do that. I just don't what it's why who's gonna come? I'm going to Halloween for Michael. That's Halloween and Michael are synonymous, and you can't just have oh no, this is female Michael now. This is weird, random female villain. I don't know. It's gonna be weird. And I bet, Drew, if they do go through with it, they would make it the daughter, the girl from the last movie who
yeah.
At the end,
that could be too, but Danielle Harris would be so totally awesome.
Oh yeah, Harris would be rad.
Mr. Grant Gregory, hail to you and happy birthday, sir. Glad I could jump on your birthday stream yesterday. Dude, you are a legend, and stay strong there in Australia, my friend. Prayers to you guys every day. I've always kept you guys in my prayers, and you rock with your fantastic memes as always. Yeah, Sean the Movie
YouTube says that Queensland is basically the only one that is somewhat free.
Yeah,
that's one little bit of the country.
It's bad over there now, and they're not letting the footage out. They're keeping a lot of the footage suppressed because they don't want the world to see the extent of it. Sean the Movie Man's bringing up some interesting things about Halloween. Danielle Harris was Michael Myers' niece. So it makes sense that she was in many of the sequels. And the granddaughter in Halloween 2018 was very bland. I agree with that. I think Danielle Harris would be good, but here's the thing with the Halloween lore the continuity has gotten so messed up because of all the stops and restarts, reboots, different things. The Rob Zombie movies really screwed it up.
Oh god, so I always forget about them.
I thought they reset it with this last one though, didn't they?
Well, what they did,
it's
John,
like a sequel pseudo,
okay,
right?
so
like a pseudo sequel.
So they took and said that we're shutting down all the canon except for 78, and Halloween 2018 was your quote Halloween 2, and then this one would be your quote Halloween 3, and then of course Halloween Ends will be Halloween 4, and supposedly the end of the franchise, and we'll see where it goes from there. But I don't know.
Until it gets rebooted again.
I know exactly. That's what I was gonna say.
Well, I don't think they'll reboot it again because they've already put out 2 different canons. So I don't think they're gonna do it again because it'll blow the canon completely.
May I point you to
this is Hollywood?
Comics. Yeah.
We just talked about.
You got to
talk about that's all these people do now is reboot, reimagine, and remake.
It'll be like this series will end, and then there will be probably a 2 or 3 year gap, and then you'll start getting articles remember this classic 1970s horror movie, and people will start to rediscover it. And one intern on Twitter will be like, "Hey, boss at Paramount or wherever, have you heard of this movie? What can we do?"
I think it's Blumhouse. I think Halloween's at Blumhouse.
That's right. They have it. "Hey, Mr. Blum, what do you think about this?" And
God, son, no! Oh God.
I mean, that's pretty horrifying. I'm not it's pretty scary.
Neo the Fault says Halloween.
Get her away!
Halloween kills its own franchise. Nice.
Yeah,
Neo the Fault.
Honestly.
I don't know. I'm interested to see what happens now with the Friday the 13th IP with after the whole decision with the Victor Miller thing. We'll see if there's going to be any sort of resurgence for Friday the 13th, because a lot of people are really wanting to see Jason on a big screen again. What was and I never asked you that, John. What was your if you were looking back into the slasher genre, what was your favorite?
So I'm not a big slasher fan or horror fan in general, but I thought the Rob Zombie version of the Halloween was a great comedy. I laughed my butt off at that. I think there's Geico commercials now where they make fun of it, where there's people in horror films make bad decisions, and so I just I don't really watch horror films, so I don't know. I don't really have a favorite because I don't watch them. I don't have a lengthy catalog of horror films that I've watched.
I think among our original staff, I think me and
Jorge
were the 2 biggest.
Jorge's a huge horror fans,
but slasher wise, I was always a Michael guy, but I really liked the Jason.
I was
stuff
a Michael
too.
guy. I like Jason stuff, but it wasn't as because it was all in that one area. It was kind of you can leave, you can just leave the camp. And then with Michael, it was I don't know if you leave. Oh my gosh, I'm blanking on the name of the town, but if you leave there,
Haddonfield.
Haddonfield. Does he stay with you? Does he follow? I always found him way scarier.
Well, see, in the first one too, in 78, in the original, Michael drove. So
I remember that,
yeah. So you were you never knew because he was just he could just drive around to wherever. He's just chilling, driving the station wagon, because he could drive and stuff too. Except when he's stalking you and he's not in the car, he's gonna slow walk and he'll still catch up to you, which is the best trope ever. I love it. But people are sprinting like Carl Lewis trying to get away from the guy, but he's just slow walking like, I'm gonna catch you eventually.
Drew, I totally forgot about the fact that he drives that station wagon in
a lot of people forget that.
It's so funny. It's scary, but it's also like funny because he has the mask on when he's driving.
Yeah,
so, Lori looks over and just sees the mask like driving a car.
But the thing with the Jason movies, and this will crack people up, but because I actually. What a lot of people consider bad Friday the 13th films, like I really enjoyed Jason Takes Manhattan when he went to New York, and the concept was corny, but it was great, and I thought it was funny, and some of the best funny Friday the 13th scenes are in that. There's one scene where the guy like tries to box Jason. He tries to fist fight him, and Jason just like rears back and just punches the guy's head off. Like, flies off. And then there's the other cool one, and it was corny as all get out. But the other cool one I liked was Jason X when he was Cyborg Jason.
I did too. I admit that. Like, it's not a great movie, but I liked it.
And this was like the corniest, funniest movie of all time because it made no sense. But it was just Jason X. He looked so cool as a cyborg. He just gets messed up and then he gets reassembled into this cyborg, killing machine, and he looks all badass. And you're just like, man, he looks cool as all get out. I like that, and it was like it really was a horror comedy, and so was Jason Takes Manhattan. I mean, like
they got like with like the movie or two before Jason Takes Manhattan, and then all of them after for that time period. They went into the humor. They were like, "This is getting ridiculous. Let's lean into it."
They stayed somewhat serious. If you look at part 4, part 5, part 6,
part 4 and 5.
But when it started to get into like 7, 8, and then X, and Jason Goes to Hell, it all like jumped the shark, and the only good thing about Jason Goes to Hell was that set up Freddy versus Jason, and that was it. But for the most part, I think those certain movies in like the middle of the Friday the 13th franchise were pretty good, but the Halloweens I always liked better because Michael was just like my dude. I thought Michael was really cool. But I mean, I was into all the 80s slasher stuff. I mean, some of the Nightmare on Elm Streets were good. I mean, Dream Warriors.
He was the one I was least into, Freddy. He was the least.
Yeah, Dream Warriors was my favorite because it was
got the coolest design.
Yeah, dude, when God, remember
the iconic sweater? Yeah.
I always liked the
like
part,
a rugby shirt.
Yeah, I always liked the part where he took the one girl, he's like, "Welcome to prime time," and it's just planted her into the TV. That was great.
Yeah.
And there was some cool stuff with that, but that was Friday or Nightmare on Elm Street was pretty good, but then
My Bloody Valentine, I like that one.
Yeah, but it was so obscure, dude. It was like,
I know. This is not even in the same conversation. Yeah, it just came to mind.
They're doing a remake of this Manic Cop or something like that.
Oh, yeah. Maniac Cop? Are you serious?
Maniac Cop.
Yeah,
dude. Oh my God, I remember the original for that, and the original for that actually wasn't bad. Because Maniac Cop was kind of an anti-hero type of movie where the guy, it's kind of similar. Like, take the plot of RoboCop. It was kind of like a mashup of a horror movie meets the plot of RoboCop because the guy gets killed unjustly and then he comes back to have his vengeance against people that killed him and so on and so forth. Yeah,
sounds like Spawn.
yeah, it's pretty much that's the plot of that movie. But Maniac Cop was good. It was it was kind of a at the time it was like pretty much a cult classic.
Yeah.
JB
says it's like his favorite horror film.
It's dude. It really was good. That was one of those like in the 80s, 90s. It was on my radar, and I love it. It's one of the obscure horror movies that I enjoyed.
The problem with it now is that guy's like a cop, so
right, exactly.
Yeah. Oh God, yeah. It would probably go over.
Yeah, can't have it.
Yeah. Let's see, the final. Sean, you really like the Final Destination films, dude? Oh God, they were so cliche. They were just I feel like, to me, the Final Destination films to the horror genre was like when they started the whole craze with boy bands. That's what like Final Destination was to horror. I mean, it was so bad.
is that not where are you reading that? Are you like way up in the chat?
Yeah, well, I was talking. Yeah, because they were talking about the just after we got in Jason discussion.
There it is. I see it now.
And I agree with Bunny. They started going Rube Goldberg styles and killing people, and it was. I mean, because it was so goofy. The Final Destination movies, they were just, I really didn't get into those. Same as I didn't get into the Saw movies. I didn't like those. And there's a lot of horror fans that like the Saw movies. I didn't like those either, because I like the good old slasher movies, stuff that had a little bit touch of psychological horror, touch of terror, stuff like that. These ones, it was just.
You watch Poltergeist or like The Exorcist?
Oh, dude, yeah. Poltergeist was great. Exorcist was great. And they've tried to reboot stuff like that, and those don't hit the same. Those are classics that you just can't reboot.
I did enjoy watching. I think it was on AMC. They did a reboot with the Bates Motel, like with like Psycho, right?
Oh, okay.
They did that with it was like a TV show where they like take over, like they first start by the hotel and stuff.
Bates Motel, yeah, it was called.
Yeah. Yeah, I enjoyed that. For what I watched of it.
Yeah, that was pretty good. I
haven't watched any of the FX stuff where they have their horror show. American Horror Stories or whatever.
Yeah, I don't watch those either. Some people tell me those are good and whatnot, and I prefer, like I said, a certain style of stuff, and this is a lot of the modern horror I don't like, because a lot of the stuff goes for the torture porn type of stuff, and it's it's just I don't care for that genre. I don't mind a movie with gore, but if it has all the elements of a horror movie that is mixed in, it makes a good horror movie. You actually want to be on edge. You actually want to have an aspect of terror. You want to have things like that. If you have gore in the context of that, that's fine. But it's so much more effective when it's not always in your face. And that's what I think is so good about some of the old style of horror that they did, as opposed to today's. And I'm not afraid to die on that hill. I will so die on that hill, because I don't get into the whole torture porn style of horror, which is a lot of the flat out dismemberments and stuff like that. You don't need all that.
The movie man's asking about the Conjuring series.
The Conjuring, the Conjuring stuff is and it's stuff like that, because that works in your head and things of that nature. That's why those movies are effective. The stuff that crosses over into sci-fi. YouTube me, you're right. Event Horizon, Hellraiser to a degree, but Event Horizon for sure. That is a very underrated classic sci-fi / horror movie, and it's done well.
What about the Purge stuff? Watched any of that? The Purge, all those Purge movies.
Cheap. Those are. You know what, John? Those are like Final Destination movies, except lighter. They the Purge stuff, and it's so, it's such propagandized type of horror. It's like, well, we're just gonna kill all the conservative people. We're gonna purge all the conservative people. It's like, I hate that because it's cheap today type of storytelling, and it's what you would expect out of Hollywood because they hate people like you and me. So I dislike that stuff. That's why I'm very picky about the horror movies that I see now.
But Bunny with the keyboard was asking, please define body horror. Condescending Josh. Amy Schumer is the definition of body horror.
Mm-hmm. He's not wrong. He's not wrong. Put her in what's her name together? What's the other actress that
I did watch Hostel. I watched Hostel.
What's that other actress, John? The other biggin that
Melissa McCarthy.
Yeah, her and Amy Schumer together. There you go.
I don't like Melissa McCarthy at all. Like I don't think I've seen anything that I actually like her in.
I saw her in a dramatic movie this weekend, and I was pretty blown away by how good she was. Like, it's way better than her Hollywood.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's in that. My wife watches this like drama series. I can't remember what it with Alexis Bledel or something like that.
Bledel, yeah, the girl
and
from Gilmore
James.
Girls.
Yeah, that's it. She's in that Gilmore Girls, and like I don't even like her character in that.
Yeah,
she plays like the friend. She plays like the overbearing friend, and it's just like I feel like you're just playing yourself. Because like she's like the I don't know. I just feel like she's like the what's the word that I'm looking for? Like the neighbor who's always like looking over at you, like see what you're doing.
The nosy neighbor.
Yeah, the nosy neighbor. Yeah.
Buddy with a keyboard, you got a point there. I don't always, you got to have some suspense. And I think I like the old suspense movies. Like I'll sit back and I'll watch classic suspense movies like Rear Window and stuff like that. I mean, because they're good. And I really dig stuff like that. Because I want stuff when I'm watching something and want to be put like on edge or have that terror aspect to it. I want something that does that effectively. And you watch a movie like Event Horizon or the original Halloween, you get that.
Right.
Even with Jaws, you got that in the first one.
Sean the Movie Man is putting you on blast, Spencer. He's like, you're a Melissa McCarthy fan? Wow.
Wow. Learn something new every day. Canceled. I'm not a fan. I saw her in one movie that I thought her performance was good in.
What was it? What was the movie?
It was called The Starling.
Oh, that's the new thing that she was just in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was gonna say, why are you watching Melissa McCarthy movies?
Because my mom wanted to watch it, so I watched it with her.
Well, that's nice. I mean, I get subjected to stuff every once in a while, and
everybody does, yeah.
When I want to do something nice and spend an hour or so watching something with my mom, but it's like God, at least she like subjects me to something like Blue Buds. I don't have to watch a movie with Melissa McCarthy in it.
I'll give it a shot. I look at everything on its own merits. So
she watches some of those like Hallmark holiday movies and stuff, but I don't mind those because they have hot actresses in them. So I'm like, okay, I'll watch this.
Right.
Because
my mom loves those Hallmark movies.
I don't mind. I don't mind the hot chicks. I'll watch this. Sure, Mom. But yeah, it's yeah. When it comes to horror, I like some of the older stuff, and it sucks because some of those iconic parts, like they redid Candyman, and
I know.
it's not the same without the guy that played him originally, which was Tony Todd. Which Star Trek fans, you guys will remember, he played Worf's brother in Star Trek, Commander Kurn.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, you can't beat Tony Todd and Candyman, and that's why this Candyman, and they went overboard woke with this Candyman. It was all about this was like totally like the BLM version of Candyman. It was so over woke it wasn't funny, and I don't even think it did good at the box office. I think it did kind of terrible. Actually.
It didn't do very well.
Yeah, and that's exactly why. Because
I don't know. It did 75 million. It's not too bad.
Yeah, but still, it went so woke in that movie, and even people said that it was woke as all get out.
I believe
I'm not seeing a production budget.
But yeah, I don't think you can replace
25 million.
Yeah,
so it did pretty well then, but that's horror.
Yeah,
I don't think. Yeah, but you can't replace a classic actor like Tony Todd. I'm sorry. When you have like an iconic role, like it's the same as
Drew. That's him. You know that, right?
Yeah. What?
Tony Todd is Candyman in this movie. Like they got him back. Like he reprises his role. Most of the people do. Yeah.
Because there was one part where I thought he wasn't in it.
No, yeah, it's him, and then it's got the like the mom from one of the other ones, and another one of the women. I forget who the other one is. But the lady who beat Candyman or whatever. They show like a clip of her. Because
this one was just I know for a fact it really was woke from what I.
I believe it.
From what I read of the plot stuff that I saw of it, yeah, this was just a super, super woke, and the marketing for it was super woke too. It was pretty crazy. But I
remember the marketing. I definitely.
But even in the Hellraiser movies, which they should have stopped at 4 of those, by the way, folks. Any of you that have seen Hellraiser, you know what I'm talking about. They should have stopped it after Bloodline. But when they in the later Hellraiser movies, when they tried to replace God, I just think of the actor's name, Doug Bradley. They had a different guy playing Pinhead, and it just doesn't work.
I remember that.
Yeah. They set a precedent now. I know in the graphic novels or comics that they did of Hellraiser, where Kirsty Cotton, the original final girl in Hellraiser, took over as Pinhead, and they did say kind of set a precedent. If they ever want to take the movie in that direction, take the franchise in that direction, for her to take over the mantle. But yeah, when they try to have another actor play Pinhead, it just did not work.
Yeah, I can see that.
And it's the same with the Nightmare on Elm Street reboot. They did the same thing with Freddy Krueger, and you can't replace Robert Englund because he's a legend.
Even though what's his name is really like a really good actor. It's the guy who was Rorschach.
Yeah, he's Rorschach.
Jackie Earle Haley, that's who it was.
Yeah, and
he just wasn't a good Freddy.
No, because they didn't have nearly the humor that the other movies had in it, and the mannerisms that Freddy had, and they also like kind of retconned it, and they made him like, instead of just that he just killed the children of town. They had to go all in depth. They said, "Oh no, he's got to be a kid diddler." And
I remember that.
Else.
Yeah, it's like, why do you need that? Like, what's the point? It's weird.
Yeah, it was really crap writing, man, and it absolutely. I know a lot of the hardcore fans of that franchise said, "To hell with this. This is terrible," and it didn't do well. And people said that, bring back Robert Englund. Yeah. YouTube Me, that is something that was obscured. Nightbreed, man, I remember that.
Oh, I remember Nightbreed.
Yes,
I was friends. Who was it? Boom, a little while ago, did a Nightbreed miniseries, and I actually know the woman who did the layouting for it, so I got to read it when it was in production. But yeah, I like Nightbreed. Nightbreed is one of those ones that probably should get a remake. Like, it's got a pretty good concept. Execution was a little
Nightbreed, yeah, but see, Nightbreed they could pull off.
Right, exactly.
Nightbreed they could pull off.
Totally agree.
You could recast and redo that with not so much of a problem. But these movies that have like iconic characters, where it just wouldn't be the same, it's harder to do. Because you can't disassociate Robert Englund from Freddy Krueger. There's no way.
Right.
It's the same way of saying, like, you see Jason, and if it's anybody else other than Kane Hodder, you're like, it's not really Jason to me.
Right, yeah.
So, yeah, I mean,
the actors in these horror roles really do, they are almost synonymous with their characters. Like, it is hard to, unless... The only one that kind of can work are ones like, honestly, like Michael. Like, you can have a different actor do Michael because you never see him. He's always got the mask on. He just has to stand there. You can kind of just get a big guy,
Well, it does the same way with Jason, but the thing is, Kane Hodder just he owned that role.
He did something in that role to like make it his own.
Yeah, and you knew that it was Kane Hodder Jason compared to like just some, different actor that they had, because he just gave Jason certain mannerisms and things like that, certain body language that just was, it just instantly became iconic. And that was why Kane Hodder was so good as Jason Voorhees. So, man, I want to see like good horror again, and I go back and watch the classic stuff that I enjoyed, because it's so hard to get nowadays, because everything, they either go overboard with the gore or they go overboard, they go very underwhelming and very woke with the writing. So so I just watched the stuff I enjoyed.
Yeah, which is a great call.
Yeah. So, I don't know. But you're going to see the new Halloween, Spencer, when it comes out?
I don't know if when it comes out. I might wait for it to get to streaming or find a friend of a friend of a friend who has it. You know what I mean?
I'll probably see it because it's a Halloween movie. I can't not
resist. Yeah.
I can't not see it because I saw 2018. I gotta see this one. But yeah. Sean the Movie Man says same with David Prowse, who played Darth Vader. Yeah, to a bit lesser degree. I mean, it's like
recasting Warwick. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Oh God, dude, Leprechaun Grant. Oh, the Leprechaun franchise, so underrated, but so funny. Oh God, the Leprechaun movies. Oh, they were so great.
They're pretty fun, yeah.
They were, man. And Leprechaun in the Hood, bro. That was just
Leprechaun in the Hood, so fun. It's so dumb.
So funny. Oh my goodness. It was just, but yeah, Warwick Davis again. Like, he was great. He was great, and the Leprechaun was just such a little a-hole. Like, he was just an a-hole to everybody. He's savage, man. But I liked him because he was funny. Hilarious.
I love
you
Warwick,
might think Come Play is decent. I wouldn't say great as it fits those criteria. It's psychological. Yeah, I'll have to give that a look. I'll have to check that out. I really liked Evil Dead, to be honest. Like Evil Dead,
oh,
the first
yeah,
one, Evil Dead 2, and then to a lesser degree, Army of Darkness. Army of Darkness
is good. But
It was more funny than anything, but Army of Darkness was pretty awesome. Yeah, but Evil Dead 1 and 2 are probably my favorites in that franchise. And you know, I watched some of the TV show because I was able to find a place where I could watch it, and TV show was pretty good. Bruce Campbell never really lost his touch. So
he never does. He's the best.
So I like Bruce Campbell.
I love Bruce Campbell. Like I love his little cameos in Spider-Man, like the Spider-Man movies, and then obviously as Ash, like
yes, Shaun the Movie Man, Leprechaun versus Chucky.
I can't believe that hasn't happened. Let's go. Yeah, Ash versus Evil Dead was a lot of fun. They did a that's the TV show. They've done a lot of like comic book crossovers with Ash, like with almost every zombie property you can think of. They even did a cool one like way back before Marvel crapped itself, where Ash went to the Marvel Zombies world. And I thought that one was actually pretty cool. He had the Darkhold or the Necronomicon and everything. Darkhold.
I don't understand, and I know probably it has something to do with the fact that Polito is still actively making Lady Death stories, but I was wondering why they never did a live action Lady Death movie.
It's honestly probably because even by the standards of the 90s, she was probably too sexy. Like her costume literally is just like bikini top, bikini bottom. Yeah, dental floss, exactly. It's like dental floss and sometimes she has like wings. So like I would love to see it. Lady Death actually has some pretty good lore. Like,
dude, her lore, her backstory is amazing.
Yeah, right. I do like it.
I mean, you, Spencer, I know that you've probably read the old Chaos series.
Yes.
With her backstory and with everything. And yeah, it was amazing. I saw the anime that they did of it. But
I forgot all about that. I never saw it.
That anime is very hit and miss.
Is it?
It's good. It really, like, it sticks to the lore, but it's just very hit and miss. And the thing is, like, when you watch Lady Death, because you want to see her backstory, you want to see Hope's backstory, how she came to be Lady Death, and you get that, but there's certain things in the anime it just doesn't hit the mark. Now you really get it in the comics, and there's cool crossovers, like you don't see, for example, in the anime, you don't see like Evil Ernie or anything like that,
right?
And at least in the comics, you had like the team ups with Evil Ernie. She did a lot of those. I think they have some crossovers with Vampirella.
They had a lot with Vampirella.
Vampirella.
They probably just didn't cross over in the comics or in this show because it was like rights, now we have to go get the rights for Evil Ernie. And
the anime was just a one shot. It was mostly about Hope's backstory, and it was just like a movie. But that
was such a weird period. There was in the late 90s Japan did a lot of like anime things for like Western comic books. Like there was the Witchblade got an anime. Like
Ryan's in the chat, Ryan Palmer, and he said and he said could get an adult version of Lady D, but Brian would speaking of Brian Polito would have to bend the knee to the industry, so I'm thinking he won't budge, or he hasn't budged. Then
you're absolutely right.
Yeah, and there's that too. Because I honestly, I think Brian is really protective of that brand. I don't think he's gonna just sell off the rights, or try to work a McFarlane deal like Todd did with Spawn to license movies, but man, a Lady Death movie, especially live action, would be awesome because it would be like horror mixed with kind of high fantasy.
Right? Almost. Yeah, high fantasy. That's a better way to put it. My only concern is like if you go with even if they do like a new animated version or they try like a live action, is what are they going to do to Lady Death's costume or to like Hope's costume? Because like we all know,
dude, the standard, the Puritans right. Now, the Twitter Puritans would go crazy.
They would lose their minds.
Where are her organs?
Where are her organs? That's not. Nobody would really wear that. Like, and so like that's.
God, yeah, that's the thing they would.
Be most afraid of.
Have you been to a beach? Did you go to a beach this
I mean,
no. Nobody goes to the beach. Nobody goes outside. Doesn't happen. Doesn't exist. There are no astronauts.
Watch Jersey Shore.
They would butcher her costume. They would butcher her costume so bad, dude, in a live action. They would. Especially
I'm trying to think in my head of like what would be a sort of acceptable change. And I'm even thinking like one-piece swimsuits, all this, nothing. Like I can't imagine that it would work in any way.
Dude,
they would put her in a dress.
Yeah,
they would put her in
it would look like Addams Family.
Yeah.
Well, she had in her origin, John, when she was like Hope before she was like Queen of Hell, she was in it like a Victorian Gothic type of dress, but But you're right, guys. They wouldn't allow that costuming. My goodness, look at the crazy stink that we just had a couple weeks ago when we were talking about the Cowboy Bebop thing.
Oh man, we get stink. You can get stink about a fully clothed superhero at this point.
We're getting stink about Zoe Kravitz saying that she doesn't want Catwoman fetishized or stereotyped. People were all upset about that.
I got that. I think a lot of people misunderstood what she was saying, but yeah, it is along those lines.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's just drives me nuts, kind of. I don't know why they have to get all like super puritanical about it. It's like, come on, stop being such babies and such Puritans. Sexy is sexy, and stuff has always been around. So don't get like just all bent out of shape over like nothing.
You too, me.
That's my vacuum sound, everybody.
Yeah, you two me didn't know about what was going on with McFarlane.
Oh,
with the new Spawn movie.
Yeah,
it's got to be relevant to modern audiences.
Yeah, and then he had to hire a non-white person to write the script because he needed that
insight into being.
Despite him writing the character since the 90s.
Yeah, he wrote the character since the 90s, and I'm gonna be real. Like, what specific black experience? What does it have to do with him being a cop who gets shot and turned into like a demon from hell who comes back to fight crime? Like, it doesn't sound like it. I'm gonna go ask every black person in the world, and I'm gonna see whose experience that was. That's the person who gets to write the movie.
Yeah. Hey, John.
I also disagree with this 100% because I think you can do. I mean, I think the fact that you have German productions on Netflix proves this wrong. You can go abroad
but the problem is if you go abroad with a project like this, especially something like Spawn or Lady Death, which needs a lot of CG and a lot of effects, it's gonna look like trash if you don't go through Hollywood. So you could go, John, and then you've also got to battle for the rights, but from like whoever the publisher licensed them out to, it's a nightmare. It's unfortunately not that viable of an alternative.
I want to point this out to you guys because John mentioned the costuming, what it would be like. Yeah, this is what they would make her wear. They would make Lady Death wear this costume.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember that. Or no, that's not. Or I'm thinking of the heavy metal thing.
Heavy metal. They would make her wear this
Tarno.
one.
Yeah, Tarno.
Yeah. They would have her wearing this one because there's no way they would let her wear the traditional, which kind of sucks because this one is blah compared to the traditional.
That one doesn't even have anything cool on it. It's just like black armor. Like
yeah, exactly.
What's his name? Ratcliffe wore that in Pocahontas. Like it's the same thing. Or in Monty Python and the Holy Grail. Like it's the same armor. So it's boring. There's no icon or I don't
Pull
know,
it up
like
again. I thought there was something around her neck.
I think it's like a necklace, like a tiny little necklace.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, because the Lady D that we know and love has far less than that.
I do want to bring this. I do want to bring this back up now. I mean, I think if you believe in the idea that you have to go to Hollywood, then you're always going to be stuck with that. And I just reject that idea.
But I mean, I have to say, like, we're talking specifically about a big superhero production. I have not seen anything from any other country that comes close to the level of production we get on even films like Bloodshot, which weren't that great, but still sort of brought the comic book to life. Even when you go look at like live action adaptations of manga, those effects look like they're effects. Like you can tell that they're not great. So you run the risk of, oh, hey, I'm going to take my Spawn product, or my movie or whatever, and I'm going to go to Germany and make it. And then you release it and it's crap. It's going to look weird because a lot of these German productions aren't visually like there's not a lot of visual effects. The art, like the talking and the acting and all that, fantastic. But for things like Spawn or Lady Death, you need more than that.
Literally, McFarlane's talking about doing like a $10 million budget, anyways.
Yeah, here's traditional. So it's a
low budget film,
right? I know, but then if he goes to Germany, he's going to have to try and work with European visual effects studios, and knowing people who work in that industry and having friends who currently work in European VFX studios, like it's not great. It's just not on the level that we are at yet. It's going to be weird. People are going to. It's the exact same thing as Marvel going, oh, we don't need our real artists. We're just going to go hire a bunch of random weirdos from Twitter. That's unfortunately where we are right now.
So share the original, John, so we can at least have our ring the bell moment.
I missed on.
So there we go. So there's the original Lady Death we know. A little bit of spikes on the arms. I kind of like that little change up. But
I do too.
Yeah, that's the
when she backfans you, you're gonna do damage.
Yeah, that's the original Lady Death we know and love. I really like that. I actually have to read that, Malevolent Decimation. I think that's one of the newer Coffin ones, so I have to check that out. Actually looks good. I like that costuming on her, though. But yeah, that's representative of true Lady Death right there. And that's what people like to see compared to, the other stuff. Yeah, that does have a very heavy metal vibe to it. Yes, it does.
Yeah, I'm going to go back to what Ryan is saying here now. So now you're making a different argument. Now you're arguing about distribution, which is different than actually making it.
Than actually making it.
And so that's a different argument, and I think that's probably a more valid argument to have, because the distribution is primarily taken up by Netflix, Amazon, Disney, Warner's, and then if you talk about like actual like theaters, then you add in Paramount and Universal. I guess they have Peacock. I don't know how many people subscribe to that.
I have no idea.
Or watch that. Yeah, I don't know anyone who's paying for that. But that's also a different story, and we'll see we'll see what happens with the Daily Wire thing with Gina.
How that gets out, because
that's going to be, and I know they did the other one. They put it behind the paywall of their like Daily Wire subscription.
I don't want to say what it's about because I feel like we'll get dinged. But
there's two.
Fight, or like don't run or don't, or like fight back or something. Right?
Yeah, something. Yeah, it's about the school.
Yeah, exactly. See, I'm trying to dance around it too.
Yeah, it's about the school and Fight, Run, Kill or something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
Run,
Hide, Fight. Run, Hide, Fight.
Run, Hide, Fight. Yeah, Run, Hide, Fight. And I think that's still behind a paywall. I don't think that's anywhere else. I think that's still just behind the Daily Wire paywall if you want to watch that. So I don't know. It's all about distribution with that. But like before you just can distribute it, you got to make it. And that's not, I mean, there's plenty of things that like even Netflix, they cancel stuff after one season because no one's watching it. And then you have stuff like this Korean Squid Game thing that just goes huge, or like Dark, which is a German production that did really well. So did their 3 seasons, and then that's what they wanted to do, and they ended it perfectly. So, but I mean, I think you're going to start seeing people break away. I think that's inevitable. They gotta move away from that stuff. Mm-hmm. And I mean, I think the fact that you're already seeing like German and Korean productions that maybe aren't using the super CGI stuff, and they're still finding great success. Show that as an example. I mean, for Spawn, like how much do you really need? I mean, the suit, right? I would think
you would need the suit. You would need Hell. You would need every one of his enemies. Pretty much, you would need his.
I mean, Hell could be a set piece, right? You could have a set piece.
It could be a set piece at first for like the right where he's acting, but you're going to need shots to establish where you are. You're going to need things in the background. Like if I were making a production, yeah, I would agree. But unfortunately, if you're talking about one that would compete with other productions of like in that caliber, like even with Bloodshot, it's just not going to work with Spawn. Spawn's got way too much going on. It's McFarlane. I remember back in the day, he was super detailed. It'd be like trying to do what's his name? The guy we really like, Kelly Jones.
Kelly Jones.
Batman. You could do a great Batman movie, but if you're doing a Kelly Jones Batman movie, you're going to need more effects because Kelly does this winding cape, these arcing horns. Yeah. So that's the only thing I'm saying. I think you absolutely should take more of your dramas, your standard action movies like Run, Hide, Fight or the Gina thing, all that kind of stuff. You can definitely and should be looking to maybe produce in another country or whatever. It's just with the bigger things, like unfortunately the things we all love that have these big myths and are over the top. They're kind of just, Hollywood's got that on a grip right now, and it's going to be a while before it can be broken.
Yeah, I mean, going to the box office is distribution.
Mm-hmm. All right, I gotta head out, bros.
So, I think it's about that time. So thank you all for joining us. Appreciate it. Had a great stream tonight. Probably back tomorrow, either for a open discussion or Bounding Babble. See how it goes. So look forward to that. And then I think Drew has his Pegasus Actual as well tomorrow. What time does that start?
I usually start about 9:30 Eastern. So usually between 9 and 9:30. I know, like I said, Brightest Day has a script done and we're ready to go. So catch me and Brightest Day and Arwen Avalon on there. Man, Arwen's been on fire lately. God, and she's our Southern Belle. She brought a lot to the show. I really enjoy having her on there. Also, bounding wise, guys, tomorrow I've got a story to do. I'm going to do a story on the Twitch data breach, where I'll kind of talk about that. And it's kind of funny that sort of exposed people like Hassan as the hypocrites they are, considering this guy comes out in whines and moans all the time about how socialism is so good and everything else, and he wants
eat
to
the rich.
It. But guess what? He's pulling in a cool $3 million a year, isn't he? Almost. So to me, that's a little bit of hypocrisy.
But he needed that $3 million house he just bought because he's struggling in the LA market. I can't wait until Drew's article. I do not.
Yeah. So I'm gonna write up that bad boy tomorrow, and I also will probably. I know I had started on it. I recorded the raw footage today for the Marina Sirtis companion video. I'm gonna edit that together and get that over to the boys, and they can get that up on the channel. So I have a video to go on along with my story on Marina Sirtis. So a lot of stuff going on, guys. And don't forget, on Tuesdays, you can catch me on my channel doing my Rogue Entertainment branded show, which is the Rogue Squadron, where I let it all out about politics and current events. And boy, do I. So don't miss that. And I'm always happy to be here with my brothers from Bounding. And, that's how we roll. We always keep it real for you guys. And it's entertaining, man. I'm glad to see everybody in the chat had a good time.
Always.
So take care. Have a good evening. And pass it on over to Spencer. What do you got going on, buddy?
Well, first of all, I want to say, dude, it was great having you back finally. I know it's been a couple of weeks. You've been super busy. You've got things going on, but I love having Drew on the show, the Supreme Heretic. And of course, it's always fun hanging out with John. I know last week I had tech issues, so I couldn't make it, but I was in the chat. As for what I've got going on, you can check me out every day on Bounding Into Comics, on Twitter at Kabuto Writer Mav. I've got just kind of basic news stories coming out right now. I know that the other guys have a lot of good stuff in the work. Obviously, Drew's article is going to be rad. I know what John's going to, some of the things John will write tomorrow, and they should be fantastic. So just check out the site every day. And yeah, we'll be back tomorrow.
What am I writing tomorrow?
I thought there was the thing you talked about. You brought it up on stream. The viewing numbers for What If.
Yeah, I might do the viewing numbers. We'll see.
Yeah. So aside from that, tomorrow John will either be back for a open discussion, or I might join him for a Bounding Babble. But other than that, just check out the other guys, and we'll see you next week.
Yeah, I don't really have any more to add to that. So have a great night, and hopefully see you guys tomorrow. Have a good one.
Take care, folks.